y'all went to a party, which was already a little bit more than I expected you to. I kind of expected you to do some bullshit and not show up to the party, but you went to the party, thank goodness. You went and you were bastard about it. You done did mischief. In addition to, dancing and drinking and eating and chatting, the usual party stuff. You also spiked additional punch, danced with people on purpose to embarrass them, and soaked a bunch of crows in an unexpected rain shower for shits and giggles. Which was great. And made you many friends from the mischievous group of folk at Idle Hands. There was also a lot of gay content last session, you recall. I said it once, I'll say it again. Dylan and Bias danced with each other, went off and slept with other people, met each other in the brothel hallway, flirted on the way home, and then immediately, fell asleep together when they got back.
Yep.
What the fuck is up with the boys?
Nothing
Why are they
much.
like this? Why are they like this?
Shrug
Also, Diona renovated a kitchen, I believe, is what we decided her project was at Idle Hands. And it was a pretty good. She put up cabinets, right? That's what we said she did. She put up some cabinets. If said cabinets happened to be in Gertie's room, that's just where they were. And yeah, so she had a good time too. Thankfully, did not run into the boys while leaving Idle Hands, because that would have just been too much. It would have been too much. And the rest of the party, which had just been Susanna and Talia sitting and playing Crazy Eights, or Susanna trying to teach Talia to play Crazy Eights, were then joined by the people who did not go to get laid. And then we're joined by the rest of the people. And then we're joined by the birds. That's right, the fucking birds. Mercy, Marcus, and the Mockingbird all decided to play Crazy Eights, and they won! Because they won! I hate it.
Birds.
Fucking hate it so much. It's... Why?
Because life isn't fair.
I don't know how that happened, but how did they hold the fucking cards, lads? How did they do it?
Cooperation.
Yeah, I don't know. This is what I'm saying. It's just nobody knows how they did it, but they did it, and they won.
What they did is they laid on the cards and used their little wingies to hide the cards.
Oh, smart. Little wing hidey moment.
Yep. That's what the
Damn.
feathers are for hiding cards.
And then, after the group got beaten very soundly by a bunch of birds at cards, they decided that it was bedtime. But before bedtime, Diona was kind enough to dance with Susanna, who had been sad about missing out on the dancing and the celebration. And then when Susanna went to bed, Talia was pretty sure that Diona was flirting with Susanna. And it was hilarious. But it turns out that's not what was happening. And then everybody went to bed. And y'all, in the morning, you guys can decide exactly how hungover or not you are, depending. I'm expecting the boys to be pretty hungover. Everybody else probably not.
I'm gonna roll, see what Vias's whole disposition is. Oops, not Feyre. Excuse me.
Roll for your hangovers.
Roll for hangover.
Just like rolling for going to the brothel last week.
He's not doing so good.
Oof. Yeah,
Oh,
Bias,
no.
you're not vibing right now. Dylan, how are you doing, hangover-wise?
Not great. I mean, he hasn't lost all his tolerance, but he's not having a good time.
Cool.
I don't know how much of that went through. I'm sorry. Once my phone's up more, I will
actually
switch.
heard it quite clearly.
Yeah, you're
remarkably.
doing pretty good right now.
I'm also talking very loud.
That's good. Sorry that you have to do that,
Yeah.
but you do. So the boys wake up in bed with each other, but not the way anybody would expect. Just their normal in bed with each other way.
Vias, isn't it like, Brad, didn't you say that Vias will like curl up around Dylan in his sleep? I think they've been waking up like that for a while now, and
Yeah.
they never talk about it.
Yep. I mean, at this point, when Dylan had when Vias had like brought him to the bed and flopped him down, Vias basically like flopped on top of him. Not like on top of him, but like starfished out and then like an arm thrown over him, so yeah.
Starfish boy. So you lads can do whatever you'd like in the morning.
Dylan is not having a fun time. Can Marcus look for the cards again while Bias is distracted?
Yes.
Okay, let me get roll 20 open.
Investigation check is what it's gonna be.
See,
Did
now,
for how well he hit it?
No, you already rolled for how well he hit it, and I'm not gonna let that change.
That's fine.
Because unless he moved the cards, but he would not have because he was drunk and now he's hungover.
Come on, roll 4.
I'm opening.
Roll.
you
All
do
he
need
has to do is get higher than a 4.
I mean, I've got a -4 to this, so like.
Roll a
Yeah, 'cause
0.
you got a 0 last time, if I recall.
I think I did.
Oh,
Ah!
that is a -1. Marcus, you can
Rip.
search. You can search. But where the fuck would Vias even put cards? You don't know. You don't know
Yeah.
shit about
He-
shit.
He's just a bird.
He's just a bird. He doesn't know where people hide cards. He doesn't know. He has no clue.
He can win a game of Crazy 8 without knowing how to play, but
Mhm.
cannot find where Vias hid the cards.
Exactly. Exactly. So, I gotta ask, do the boys communicate at all in the morning?
I think what you get out of Vias is he starts to wake up and then he's just, oh my god, I'm never drinking again. It hurts so bad.
Ah.
What did Dylan say?
Oh, Dylan just made a noise.
Yeah, Vias just like lifts his head up pathetically once and then just drops it right back down. He doesn't seem to be wanting to move.
Marcus is debating just eating some of Vias' stuff for how well he hit the card.
You can eat like the 10 pounds of fabric Vias owns.
I think that might end in a murdered Marcus.
Oh, don't worry. If Vias murders Marcus, Dylan has advantage on all attacks against him for the next 24 hours.
Which
But
is
considering
yes,
a lot of the
right.
fabric people I know, I think if Marcus ate the fabric, Marcus would be murdered.
Yes.
Marcus has already been murdered once in Corwick, so let's try to like minimize that.
Okay, I am also a fabric person. What Marcus does is he finds one corner of the fabric and just takes a little nibble, and that's it.
Just praise the edges. Oh god, Vice is gonna be so mad.
A little snack, little nibble.
A little snack. There's like a little chunk taken out of one of the corners. Everything else is untouched.
Excellent.
Just one
Tasty little snack.
little snack because he can't get the cards.
Ha!
Is he giving up on the cards, or is this just his revenge? Like, are the cards done? Is he done searching for the cards?
Oh, he is
forever?
not done with the cards.
Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure.
Persistent. Vias will also mutter, "Should we get up now?"
No.
Okay. And he's just gonna go back to sleep.
All right.
Jill, how?
PK,
So,
do you
Okay.
think it's reasonable to think that Lena has some kind of hangover tea?
Lena probably has some hangover tea. Yes.
And if she doesn't, Vera almost certainly does.
Vera can fix a hangover.
Yeah, absolutely.
I guarantee you Vera can fix a
She's got
hangover.
something.
I don't know what she has, but it's effective because she's used it before.
What were you gonna say,
Ow!
Josh?
oh, I was just gonna say, oh fuck, what was I gonna say? Oh, how long has it been since the last time Dylan had a Raven Queen dream, PK?
As far as you can recall, you haven't had any since coming to Corwick.
How many days has that been?
Let me do some math to try and figure out how many days that has been. It's been at least 4. I don't know if it might have been 5. I think it's been 4.
Dylan does not like this.
Yeah, it's been 4. We'll call it 4, and if I fuck it up and go back to count later, I'll let you know that it's not actually 4. But
It's
for
been
now, the
at
number
least
is 4.
4, which is still bad.
Yeah, at least 4. So, yeah. You didn't have any other dreams last night, like like you might have had a dream about, I don't know, a living rosebush attacking a building or something, but
Well, Dylan has not had normal dreams in a long time.
yeah, you don't have any
Oh, he does not like that.
spooky juice dreams. Juice dreams. God damn it. I hate everything that I say sometimes. You don't have any spooky juice dreams. So that's one thing, but there's also, you don't have any regular spooky dreams, which is a sad thing. So
Basically, here.
y'all are
Thank you, love.
vibing. Everybody else can get up at sort of a normal time, not being afflicted by a terrible hangover of any sort. And Susanna's up bright and early, looking
Yep.
refreshed and pleased. And doesn't even bother trying to knock on the gentleman's door, because, like, who knows what's going on there. And I assume Diona will do something for breakfast, but if she doesn't, Susanna
Yeah.
might actually be in a mood to do so.
Well, I'll just. Hey, PK, hi, Lord.
Hi? I always guess hi, and I feel like it never works out for me.
Oh
I think
no.
Diana does get up and do breakfast.
Alright, okay.
As a note, Mercy is probably chilling with Diona. She gets up early.
Mercy gets up early. Fuck off.
That's a callback.
It sure is.
That's a throwback to Mercy being a fucking peeping Tom.
To be fair, that one line was out of me panicking for something to say about my bird.
That was a great line, though. It's gold. You know what, Lena?
Yes, I think Fiona's probably in the process of making breakfast. One.
All right. So Susanna will bustle around. You know, she might. The dining room table was already set up, so she'll actually set it for breakfast. Not necessarily with the expectation that everybody's going to be up to join for breakfast, but, you know, at least the option is there. And beyond that, y'all are free to simply vibe or do anything. The Mockingbird, whenever Talia gets up, whenever that is, the Mockingbird will chill on Talia's shoulder and is definitely very satisfied about having won a game against real people.
Okay, but now at some point we need to have the birds play Crazy Eights against each other.
Oh, Lord.
Can Zoella join?
Yes, Zoella and the other birds versus each other and just see who's actually good at it and who's just lucky.
The dominant bird.
Who is the chief bird?
It'd be like that painting with the dogs playing poker, but with birds.
Birds Playing Crazy Eights, the sequel to Dogs Playing Poker.
I love it.
It's good content.
Oh. I wish I had painting skills so I could do that.
It's a bunch of dumbasses hiding their cards with their wings, which are lying flat on the table.
Or they can.
And everybody else is just watching them. Because what else are you guys gonna do? Not watch birds playing Crazy Eights against each other? I think not.
I mean, speak for yourself.
Well, I mean, if you want to be boring and, like, not watch the birds, that's fine. But, like, just know that it makes you less cool. So, does anybody have anything they'd like to do before breakfast? And second question, do the boys ever get out of bed or do they die there?
No, Dylan eventually gets out of bed. He's hungry and concerned about the Raven Queen.
Vias will eventually get up. I think even when Dylan gets up, he waits in the bed for a little while longer, and then he peeks his head up again. His hair is a mess. His eyeliner is smudged as shit.
Oh yeah,
He just
Dylan
pouts at
looks
his
a mess.
clothes. Vias pouts at his normal clothes across the room and then looks at what he's wearing and then just sits up slowly and like crawls to where his clothes are and starts stripping and changing back into his normal clothes.
Rip.
He's in pain.
Nice.
His actions have consequences.
And not just those consequences either.
Nope. Those ones he's perfectly
I
fine
think
with.
while Diana is sort of left to her own devices around Susanna,
Mm-hmm.
I think there is a bit of a... I think we should try and go see your aunt for lunch, because we do need to talk to her.
Right. Yeah, that's smart. Do you think we should tell her about, you know, or just be vague about it?
Huh?
At the very least, we should tell her some of it, because...
How much of it, though? Like, how much of it?
At the very least, that Diana kind of clicks her tongue a little bit in thinking, and at the very least, that we're going to need a space she can provide to try and do a ritual to undo something that the crows did to you. My vote is give her whatever we can that's concrete, but you know her better than I do.
Okay, but do we have to, like... I I understand how this might sound, but, like, do we have to tell her that anything happened to me? Like, do we have to do that?
I mean, probably not.
Because, we could just be, like, real vague about it. Like, oh, we're doing, like, a ritual, and it would be better to do it here. And it's, just an experiment, really. It's nothing important. I don't want her to worry, and we don't even know what happened. So telling her that something happened isn't necessarily, like, beneficial. And then she'll be stressed, and she'll get angry at people whom she might not even need to be angry at, and then it just wouldn't be good, So what if we... I know I should not, like, advocate lying to my aunt, but, like, what if we did? Am I being needlessly difficult?
I don't know.
I just don't want her to be upset. And it's sort of an upsetting thing, I mean, I know I'm upset by it. So
It is, but it also... At the very least, I think she should know that we're doing something to try and help you. And that it's something we think is going to be... that we think might prove to be dangerous. Because she has the right to know if we're bringing trouble down on her doorstep.
right.
And that gives her the ability to make sure her people are out of...
Right. No, you're right, I guess. Okay.
We don't have to tell her all of it. I won't tell her anything you don't agree to.
I don't want her to worry about me more than she already has. So we'll see. We can discuss that after breakfast, and maybe ask Vera how much she thinks is necessary, and etc. Okay. Cool. Awesome. Delightful.
Menestra,
Yeah,
we will work this out.
I know. I trust you. I trust you. I just am worried because that is in my nature, and it is a worrying thing, and so I think about it, and it makes me more worried. So I don't want you to think that I'm freaking out because I don't think you all can deal with it. I'm just freaking out because that's what I do. So
Suze, I understand. I proposed that our friends perform surgery on a dragon. Like...
oh my god.
Is it time to wish out the moon?
Throwback.
What was that?
The meme.
The meme. Bring out the
We
meme.
have to whip out the meme.
Bring
Whip
out the meme.
The meme. Where'd I put it?
Where is the meme? They did surgery on a dragon.
If it's not
I found it.
already- It needs to be pinned if it isn't already.
Bring out the meme.
Oh,
See, it is pinned in cursed pepperoni, but I am sending it again.
excellent.
Thank you. Oh, it's so crunchy and beautiful.
They did surgery on a dragon.
And they did surgery on a dragon.
There it
You
is.
guys know how I got that level of crunch?
You
I
How?
continuously screenshotted it, cropped it in paint.
Excellent.
Oh my god.
That is how it's good.
That's how it should be done.
Yep.
The best way to acquire crunch.
Yep.
They did surgery on a dragon, you guys. That is also I think, the first or second Google image result for dragon.
Excellent. God. Oh, why? We need. Okay. You are more TikTok versed than me, but that needs to be something that happens.
They did surgery on a dragon?
Yes.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Big mood.
Oh boy.
Susanna laughs, of course, when you mention that, and she says, well, I like to think that this will be easier than doing surgery on a dragon. Doing surgery on a dragon.
Every time you say it, I'm gonna send the meme.
You should. You should do it every single time. And Susanna will, she'll just chill around until breakfast is ready. And at some point, the boys can emerge,
Yeah.
being the boys.
The lads.
The lads. Looking just as shitty as they did last night. In fact, probably worse.
Oh,
Probably.
Dylan looks worse.
Oh, yeah.
Feyre won't even say anything. She'll just hand them a glass of. It looks like tea, but maybe a little more gritty than that.
Oh.
Dylan is suspicious.
Tasty.
It'll help.
Vias has at least attempted to wipe the eyeliner from his eyes. It's still smudged, but what can you do? He will
Got some nice raccoon eye.
Yeah.
Mood.
He's got them crusties in the eyes, you know. He's trying to wipe
Oof.
them off.
As soon as Vias and Dylan arrive in the main room, Susanna's going to be a complete shit about it. She gets up and she's like, good morning, sunshines, and how are you two feeling today?
Vias rubs his eardrums.
Dylan does not have any reaction.
I'm sorry, Vias, do you need me to be quieter?
You know, you can if you want to be, but, I don't know if any volume at all would help, so...
Oh, that just makes it sound sad.
You know, I'm a sad person.
No, you're not. How are you feeling?
Like death warmed over, apparently.
I feel like
No, that's how he
somebody tried-
looks.
I feel like somebody tried to feed me gravel and it just didn't work.
Sounds like you had a delightful night.
Dylan is handed the cup, right?
Yes.
Of suspicious.
Yeah.
He just downs it in one go. Just
Vias-
all of it.
Vias will sniff his.
You do
Oh.
feel better after drinking it. Like, it helps with the nausea and the headache almost immediately.
Dylan does not sniff it. Dylan just holds his breath and goes. Just all at once.
Yeah, I think Vias will just drink it slowly because he's afraid that it's gonna not go well if he chugs something.
It tastes bad.
Yeah, it's to be expected. His mouth probably doesn't taste very good to start with either.
But it does help.
Vera, this is nasty.
Yeah, I know, but it'll make you feel better. I've had a lot of time to perfect it.
Hold your nose.
Yeah,
And just
that's
go.
actually a good tip. Just try and down it as quickly as you can.
Oh god, I got the dregs at the end. Shit. Okay. Bottoms up.
So I got to hear from everybody else how they thought a Korok celebration went. How did you two enjoy it?
I mean, it was fun. I got to dance with your mother.
You danced with Marion?
I sure did.
How'd that go?
I mean, her husband got pulled onto the dance floor, rather forcefully.
With Ada?
Yes.
Oh, I love Ada.
So I didn't want to leave her out of a dance, so.
Oh, that's
that
so
went
sweet of
well.
you. I think she likes you. From what I can tell, I think she likes you. It's strange.
It is my strategy.
What, to endear yourself to my mother?
Yup. I mean, she seems like nice company. Maybe that will win me points if I do anything that wrongs your father, so...
She's lovely. Daddy's just stressed. And Ida thinks it's funny to make him more stressed, which, you know,
I mean, it kind of is.
I will admit that it has been entertaining on occasion. Certainly, I will grant her that.
Susanna.
Yes,
He looked like he sat on a pine cone when she asked him to dance.
I believe it. He does not like her. He does not like her in the slightest. Lord, it has been a point of contention, let me tell you. And she doesn't like him either. Like, however much he hates her, she hates him more. And yet, they manage to be perfectly civil as long as they're over here for dinner, which I do appreciate. It is remarkable, though, the lengths they will go to either avoid each other or antagonize each other. And again, it's pretty funny sometimes.
That does... Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Nope, I got
No,
nothing.
Okay. As you're all sort of sitting down for breakfast and enjoying it at whatever pace you should so desire, there's a knock at the door.
Diana's gonna answer.
Susanna's gonna jump up quicker, so you can try to answer if you'd like.
No, I think if Susanna jumps up to answer, there's just a hand gesture of as you please.
Thank you. It's my house. And she approaches the door and opens it and says, "Oh, good morning." And in steps Thomas from Idle Hands,
Uh-oh.
who says, "Good morning, Miss Susanna. I hope I'm not interrupting your breakfast." And she says, "Well, you are, but I don't think anybody minds. What's up?" And he leans around and waves into the dining room at all of you, including Bias.
Bias will give a small wave.
Mm-hmm.
Polite.
And he says, "It just so happens that due to a highly unfortunate mix-up, no idea how it could possibly have happened, that all the town's mail was mistakenly delivered to Idle Hands, and we're having quite a trouble of a time sorting it all out, so it might be some time before the rest of the folks here get their mail. But we found a letter, actually, for one Mr. Vice Del Terra, and thought to deliver it straight away."
Oh?
And Susanna says, "Vice, did you hear that? You got mail."
Ooh, I'm popular.
So popular, and you look the part, too.
Shut up. He's rubbing Mike up from underneath his eyes.
I think Parker has fallen back asleep, so
That
will
is
not be able to tell
okay.
you what the letter contains.
Alright.
It is-
Vias does get up and take the letter, by the way.
It is a letter from Charlie. Parker will tell you what's in it later.
Excellent.
That is not something I have. So,
So you got a letter from your crush delivered by your booty call.
Yeah, with Jillian in the room.
in front of your other crush, yes.
Yep. I need to take a performance check to see if he hides his excitement. He kind of hides it a little bit.
Hey, guess what?
Hmm.
Oh, fuck.
What?
23.
Yeah, Virus looks a bit giddy.
Noted.
Dylan will remember that.
Is Dylan finally
Dylan,
gonna get
like-
jealous?
Dylan's like a character in those games. You know, like, fucking. Hold on, this could be the dumbest thing, but like, Minecraft story mode, where they're like, the character will remember that, and they never do. Dylan's kind of like that. And
So good.
yes, I did watch probably like someone play Minecraft story mode for 10 hours.
Oh, that's fair. I watched somebody play a bunch of Minecraft Twitch streams.
But see, here's the thing: Minecraft story mode is some of the worst writing I have ever seen. Like, just in terms of general plot structure and like characterization. Like, okay, in terms. Sorry, hold on. I'm gonna go on a little rant here because I still think about Minecraft story mode sometimes. All of the characters, like, in terms of characterization, every character is distinct, but you have big dumb oaf, main character, annoying dude, and girl. So it's not good. And there's also a pig, and
Of course there's a pig.
there's a baby pig, and he dies, and his death scene is supposed to be like so dramatic, but you're just watching this pig named Reuben die. Like, and it's supposed to be like so like, oh no, and then he just like poofs and turns into a pork chop.
Oh my
Oh
god.
boy.
Funniest thing ever.
Excuse me?
Oh my god.
Fuck.
Oh, let me see if I can find a video because it's so funny.
I didn't even
So
know
funny.
Minecraft had a story mode.
It's a whole different game that you have to pay money for like multiple seasons of it. You know, it was made by the people who made the Walking Dead.
Oh. Oh,
Oh man.
lordy.
Oh man.
Okay.
Yeah, so going back from our Minecraft story mode interlude, Thomas, what did he just do? He gave he gave Vias the letter. Vias was giddy. Dylan took note of it. Susanna made fun of Vias. Where am I in my brain?
I don't know. That's your brain, not mine.
I know it's my brain. Oh, now I have to watch the fucking pig die. It's a 4-minute video. I can't watch a 4-minute video.
No. Go from like 203 onwards. It's like
I'm scared.
Oh my god.
because it shows the
artwork is
setup
so
for his
weird
death, but you don't
too.
need it.
I'm just not even. I'm gonna watch it later, because otherwise I'll get a copy strike again. Because I'm recording.
Oh god, this is horrific. Okay, so Thomas is exchanging general pleasantries with Susanna, and Susanna says, "So I heard there was some unfortunate rain disturbing the celebration." And Thomas snorts and says, "Oh yes, terrible, terrible. Gertie was miserable, absolutely distraught."
And she made it everyone else's problem.
Of course she did.
Dana
Really?
says, with amusement.
Really, she just made it Eric's problem, thank goodness. And Lord, was it ever Eric's problem. Well, she made other people's problem as well, but for us, it was mostly Eric's problem, thank goodness. Louisa thought it was hilarious. But I think it absolutely ruined her afternoon. I don't think she had a single bit of enjoyment after that. And Susanna says, "Yeah, that sounds about right. So is the mail everything, and you just stopping by, or?" Thomas says, "Yes, well, I'd assumed it was important to deliver it as soon as possible, and also she mentioned that Miss Diona there had wanted to speak to her about something, and perhaps she could come over for tea at some point."
I was actually hoping to ask if we could come over for lunch today.
I'm sure she will be agreeable to that, but I will let her know to plan on your arrival. And Susan, God, I'm so distracted by the fucking pig thing.
Josh, derailing game.
Listen, this is what I do in character and out of character.
This is Dungeons and Dragons, a heroic story where you can have adventures with your friends and watch pigs turn into pork chops.
He just turns into a pork chop, and then like the sad violins pick up.
Good lord. Okay. Thomas will bid his farewells and get on out of there to go inform Miss Ida about stuff and things and whatever else the fuck he was doing, and Susanna will sit back down to breakfast and she'll say, "So Vice, who's that from then?"
It looks like it's from Charlie.
Oh, that's fun.
I'm not sure if it's fun, but I'll see the contents later, and he puts it in his pocket.
Hey,
Very deep in his pocket.
Good morning.
Oh,
Good morning.
Parker!
Hello.
My meds have finally worn off and I can be alive now.
Excellent.
I love it when you're alive.
Same.
Vias just received the letter from Charlie, which I don't know what's in that, so
yeah.
Excellent.
good morning. You arrived at the right time.
I'm sorry.
It's all good.
No, do not be sorry. It was just good timing. So,
I will get you that information, Ren.
Of course, whenever you want.
he's got to read it later anyway, because Susanna's going to make fun of him for it.
Yep, that's why he shoved it deep in his pocket. But he was careful not to crush it, because that would be stupid.
Just carefully tuck it away in the pocket to make sure not a single bit of the paper creases.
Yep, absolutely no creases.
Treasure it.
This is artwork. The man
Is
put a lot of
the envelope
effort to
still
write.
there?
What?
I assume it's still in the envelope.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
What were you gonna do?
Why, was Marcus going to eat the envelope?
Perhaps. Marcus wants vengeance.
Vengeance.
Vengeance. So, breakfast is a rockin' time. You all enjoy it. It's delicious, I'm sure. And, yeah.
I think Diana does actually, if she's got enough, I think she does offer to do a setting for Thomas.
Thomas will, politely refuse and say, oh, I've got to go make sure that the rest aren't quite so hungover as, well. And they do rely on me for a good old-fashioned remedy, so I have to, unfortunately, make my way out and casket.
Fair enough.
So, he escapes. Mostly so that he can go ring bells right next to Eric's ear. Right next to it. Right next to it.
I love him.
Oh,
That is his good old-fashioned remedy for a hangover.
evil man.
Yes, he is. He's a bastard. They're all bastards. But they all have to put up with Gertie every single day, so that's why. So, breakfast is good. You guys have plans for lunch, but you don't have any obligations until then, so you all can do whatever the fuck you want. Hang, chill, vibe.
I mean, is Lena sticking around or is Lena heading?
Lena is not going to the temple. Lena is
Okay.
sticking with you guys because, as I said before, Amy sent me that detailed plan of how to murder everybody. So she needs to be with you guys to do that.
She can try. It's fine.
Dylan wants to go on an adventure.
Does he? Where would he like to go?
Somewhere.
Just walk out the door and start walking?
He's concerned about Raven Queen. He doesn't like. I'm still okay. Outside of Dylan, Joshua, am real concerned about the bonfire dream.
Yeah, that's fair.
So Dylan's gonna go to. I think you said it was Raven's grave for
He's
that.
gonna go to Raven's grave? Alright.
Yeah.
He's just walking out for a little walk and heading to Raven's grave?
Yeah.
Okay.
Will anyone stop him from leaving on his own?
If
I mean, Susanna won't. That's his business. But
he's going
Because
up,
if someone,
Bias will
if someone
Richmond
would,
just
he's
gave
gonna be
me like
sneaky.
$500 just for funsies.
what?
Richmond just gave Parker like $500.
We love that.
Yeah.
That is Parker Wrights right there.
Wait, who did?
University of Richmond. Parker's.
Oh, Parker Wrights?
Parker Wrights.
Yeah. My school was like, hey, you usually get financial aid. And I was like, yeah, I do. And they were like, okay, since you usually get financial aid, here's some money to help you survive COVID. And it was $537.
Nice.
You love that.
Especially because university students that, like, most of them can't get the unemployment shit, so...
Yeah. So,
Okay.
anyway, sorry for derailing.
No, it is okay. We just derailed for a pig turning into a fucking pork chop.
I think if Diana notices Vi's heading out, she's gonna. Dylan heading out, she's gonna head with, just to.
If you want Dylan to be sneaky about it, you can go ahead and be sneaky about it.
If Diana is like eyeing him when he's trying to leave, he's gonna try and be sneaky.
All right, yeah. You get the sense, just because you know these people, that they probably don't want you to go for a walk in Zombie Town alone.
Yeah, 'cause last time we went on a walk alone, you kinda got napped.
What's everybody's passive perceptions?
It was over. School.
It's not mine.
Yeah, it's true.
Diana's passive is 15, but I will roll a. Although technically, if the Luckstone would apply to passive, technically that makes it a 16. But I don't know if it does.
I think it saves, right?
It
It-
applies
Or is
to.
It applies to skills.
Okay.
I wouldn't say that it would
Yeah.
apply to passive, but if
So,
somebody wants to make that argument, they can. I'm not going to fight that much about it, but
that should not have been an advantage, so Diana doesn't notice. She's.
Can Vias?
Because.
yes, I mean, I was mostly going for passives,
Oh.
but y'all can.
No, it's all good. I mean, Vias would be interested about where he's going, but I mean, it doesn't have to be.
What's Vera's? Also 15 or 16?
I'm trying to figure out, but my thing won't let me scroll. So, what's
Let me pull up her sheet.
Well, what's her wisdom modifier? Because I can tell you from there.
Vera has a 16. In-
See y'all.
Vera sees Dylan creeping off like a creeper.
you going somewhere, Dylan?
No.
Good.
Thanks.
She's just watching him, making sure he doesn't. You know.
What do you do?
Oh.
She looks like she's waiting for him to sit back down.
Okay. Hold on. So what would you say is about 500 feet away from the house?
Oh my god.
Oh god, you're asking me to conceptualize distance and also geography? There's a fucking garden 500 feet away from the house.
You're
I don't know.
Dooring out of there, aren't you?
No, but I mean like
He's being a bastard is what he's doing.
What are you doing, Dylan? Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna dimension door.
Okay. Yeah, so it depends on which direction.
The creature is Marcus.
It depends on which direction you want to go 500 feet away.
Towards Raven's grave.
All right, you get about halfway to Raven's Grave. I don't know how far away anything is from anything. You get a distance towards Raven's Grave. I'm so sorry. I don't know. I don't even know what 500 feet is.
So Dylan maintains straight eye contact with Vera. mutters something under his breath, and then a small rift appears. He steps through, and both him and the rift vanish.
God damn it, Dylan.
God damn it.
Okay.
Bryce just calmly sips his tea.
If the house was that unhospitable, you'd think he would have told me, but no, he's got to make a whole scene about, ooh, spells, I will leave the house, whatever.
I mean, we can always go after him after we've done eating. I'm sure he's somewhere in the town or outside of it.
I hope so. Well,
Dylan
maybe I
wouldn't
don't.
have made any displays if Favor wasn't looking for him.
He was trying to commit
maybe he
crimes,
shouldn't have
and we
tried-
don't want our Chuckle Fox to be in danger.
Maybe he shouldn't have done a bad.
Mom's coming
So-
to get
Mom is worried about him.
you.
Does anybody immediately start going after him, or does everybody...
Yeah, I think
Mayra
once
will.
Donna realizes that he just poofed, she's gonna go try and look for him.
Yeah, Mayra
Okay.
will go with.
All right, you guys can head out. Dylan, because you do have a head start on them, you're going to Ravensgrave.
Dylan is going, without running, as quickly as he can.
Okay, Dylan is power walking to Ravensgrave. Move those hips.
When we go
Dylan has a
outside,
500 feet start.
Mhm.
I'm assuming we don't see him anywhere.
No, because of the way the houses are around Susanna's, you wouldn't see him where he ended up. So, you see the road, and you see the other houses around, but you do not see Dylan, so pick a direction.
I think Veyra's instinct would be to go to the brothel, honestly, because she knows he was just there. So
All right, you can start heading towards Idle Hands.
unless
Yeah, I
Diona
think-
has any objection to that, that would
Those
be her
are in
first.
opposite directions, right?
Well, what do you think it might be to, like, figure out what the fuck Dylan would be doing?
Well, because you guys don't necessarily know, like, you don't know that he had a
Yeah.
dream about Raven's grave. I mean, you could make an intelligence check to try and figure out, like, but
Oh, without the relevant information, there's no point. So yeah, I
Yeah,
think
I can't
I'm gonna-
imagine.
gonna
we'd
go.
have any
Okay, I
idea.
guess we're
Maybe he left something there. Is Marcus with him?
Marcus went with him.
Yeah, Marcus went with him.
So we can't use Marcus to.
yeah.
All right. Well, I don't know. Maybe we should try and check the brothel and. I mean, really, Dylan? Really?
He must.
All right. So you guys start heading to Idle Hands, which is not the same direction as Raven's Grave. So Dylan, you can get to Raven's Grave without getting caught. What would you like to do now that you are in Raven's Grave? There's the rock there with the plaque that designates it as Founding Field, and there are a lot of crows.
Detect magic. Dylan gets that for free.
Okay. Yeah. It's juicy as fuck. Everything is drenched in necromancy juice, and many of the crows are, but not the majority of them, actually. Like, probably a third of the crows are juicy in this area.
Now that Dylan's here, he doesn't really know what he's doing.
That's valid of him. I don't know what he's doing either.
How's Marcus kind of reacting to the vibes?
There are bad vibes here for Marcus. Marcus would not be super pleased about these vibes. the crows are just as violent towards each other as they have been towards Marcus. You notice they'll be flying perfectly normally for a minute and then all of a sudden turn on each other and just start trying to peck and shred each other. Not as violently as Marcus did, but they will occasionally do some low-key attack murder on their fellow crows. Which is a little bit weird.
I think, Dylan's gonna find a place where he's not, like, super visible.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if there's, like, a hill slope nearby that he can just kind of sit on where he's not immediately visible to people walking up.
Yes, you can, because Founding Field is sort of like the hill, and then there's like a little plateau, and then there's the hill continues, so he can go sort of to the farther end of the field and not be visible to the people walking down on the path or down on the road. There is further up the hill a little house that you would be going closer towards, but it doesn't immediately seem to be occupied when you glance at it.
Does someone know anything about that house?
You on the tour with Gertie, she mentioned it as belonging to Sav and Rowan Crow and called them the black sheep of the family, but did not really elaborate beyond that because Susanna had seemed annoyed by that line of discussion.
Dylan's gonna chill on the side of the hill and wait and kind of listen, both externally and internally,
Okay.
for anything. And whenever Detect Magic fades, he can just cast it again.
Alright.
He's gonna keep it. I think that's how the rules work for the in the thing.
Yeah, probably. Okay. Okay, hold on.
DM
All
needs to determine some things.
Yeah, DM needs to do some thinking thoughts. Yeah. So you can just keep casting Detect Magic as long as you'd like. So, about 7 minutes into you chilling on the hill, you notice in the windows of the house there is some motion, and you see, because your passive perception is fuck off, you see a woman's face looking in the window and then immediately leaving the window once she seems to have seen you. And that's all that happens for now.
They weren't at the celebration.
No, they weren't.
Alright. He's chilling.
Alright. Vera, Diona, you are going to Idle Hands.
Yeah.
So, you can rock up to Idle Hands. I assume you go in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you go in, you see who would it be? Vivian. Vivian sort of lounging behind the desk in the front room, and she looks up at you all and she says, "Oh, Thomas said to expect you for lunch. Sorry, I must have misheard him."
No, this is... Have you seen Dylan?
Dylan, no, not since yesterday. Why?
He didn't just show up here or anything?
No, unless I am totally blind and deaf, but I am not, and I have not heard any bells, so it's not like he would have... I haven't heard him in any of the other rooms either, so...
All right.
Do you want some help
Banishment
looking
on
for him?
us?
What was that?
Do you want some help looking for him? I mean, I'm sure He can't have gotten far. It's a small town unless he's skipping town entirely, and I don't think Eric's that terrible.
Well, I don't think he is, but
I think some help might be appreciated if you've got anyone you can spare.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'll get. Just give me 1 second. I'll get Louise to cover for me, and then I can grab. Well, Gertie's not here. I can help you myself. All right, 1 second. And she dashes off into another door, and then like a second later comes dashing back with Louisa in tow, and Louisa looks a little bit annoyed, a little bit tired, perhaps slightly also hungover. But fortunately, she can't hear whatever bells that Thomas was ringing in Eric's ear, and so she sits herself behind the desk and nods at you all in sort of a greeting, and Vivian will say, all right, well, should we spread out and try and cover more of the town, or do you think,
I think that's a good idea.
All right.
The two of us should probably stick together as strangers, but...
Right, so how about you all, I don't know where he might think about going. You all could check down by the temple, and I can check up here by Mrs. Christabel Tucker's house and the like.
Sounds like
a plan.
All right, you will go downhill, I will go uphill, and if I do not find anything on my trip, I will come back and I will wait on the porch.
All right. We'll try and come back within the hour, but
All right,
gods only know.
good luck.
Thank you.
All
Good
right.
luck to you as well.
Thank you, darling. And she dashes off on her own little errand up the road towards Mrs. Christabel Tucker's house that you all remember from your tour. And you guys can go downhill, or you guys can go wherever you would like.
I mean, I'll go. Vera will go where she suggested.
Yeah, I think that's...
Cool.
Yeah, okay.
Because that way we're just kind of covering as much ground as possible.
Yep.
Y'all can head down the hill to the temple. And
If they see anyone on the streets, though, Vera will ask if they've seen Dylan pass by.
all right. So there's a couple people out and about this morning. Most people who you would have like briefly done small talk with at the celebration. And everybody you ask, they've said that they've caught no sight of him. And they are very clear to mention, oh, they would have remembered if they'd seen him.
Because it's him.
It's him.
Yeah.
And so you don't get any word of mouth from that, but you can head down into the graveyard/temple area, which of course has the best vibes out of anywhere in Corwick, so why wouldn't you want to go there? And Dylan, are you still just vibing?
Still vibing. Kind of keeping an eye on the house.
All right. Some of the crows seem to have like taken a notice to you and are just sort of landing near you and stopping and watching you for a few seconds before taking off again, and then a couple seconds later another one lands and watches you and then takes off.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's going on there. You all can go through the graveyard and look in on the temple. A young lady at the temple, Daisy, will tell you that she has not seen Mr. Dylan anywhere, and she's so very sorry. And is there anything else she can do to help?
Vera will kind of look at Diona and say, well, while we're here, do you think it would hurt to ask for some help for the upcoming plan?
No, I think we got it in good hands.
All right.
Young Miss Daisy looks suspicious at this, but accepted.
Sorry, we've got... Well, we're planning a bit of a surprise for...
Oh, a surprise from
Miss-
Miss Crow.
Yes.
Oh, well, I hope you have just a wonderful time with that.
And I'm sure we can trust you to, and Veyra makes the little, like, lock and key noise near.
Oh, absolutely. I won't breathe a word of it.
Much appreciated.
Poor thing needs a fun celebration, I'm sure. And you guys can escape from the temple. Where do you head to next?
Well,
Um,
I'm kind of at a loss. I don't.
I am gonna roll that intelligence check to see if Diana can figure out like places that Dylan has taken an interest in.
Right.
Talia's just super vibing because I'm super vibing.
Yeah, Talia is so valid though.
Talia is
Well,
just having a great
Both
time.
Talia and I have the me theme in their head.
Oh my god.
It's a
Beautiful.
traditional Balfour song.
God, I hate that, but
Usually
canon, I
played
guess.
with flute.
Yeah, so that is an 8, so I don't know if that's enough to.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, eventually you're gonna get there on your list because there's only so many places in the fucking town.
Yeah.
But you think maybe, I don't know, maybe he's just wandering around the downhill houses. You remember, who did I even say lives down here? I mean, I told you guys that Gertie lives here, but there's not a ton.
I do have divination prepared, but it's my only 4th level spell, and I don't want to use it just to find where Dylan wandered off to.
I
I will.
character am asking if you happen to have like locate object.
I have locate creature. I did not prepare it.
Damn.
Yeah, because if you had locate object, he does still have the lucky charm Diana gave him, but you don't have locate object.
I don't think I have locate object. What level spell would that be?
2nd.
No, I don't have that. Oh wait, yes I do.
No, yeah, that's a cleric spell because Jester.
Yeah, I just didn't prepare it because I didn't think I would need it today.
I can't imagine why.
I can't imagine why. And it's only if we're within 1,000 feet of him anyways, so.
This isn't exactly the hugest town ever.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
true. It doesn't change the fact that I don't have it prepared.
So,
Yeah.
I cannot comprehend how much 1,000 feet is. I hope you all know that.
I don't fucking know.
I don't know either,
I
to
can
be
What is
honest.
1,000
comprehend
feet?
a mile.
Like, it sounds like quite a ways, but also probably not super long. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like you could see someone 1,000 feet away on, like, a flat surface with nothing in the way, but I don't know. I could just be making that up.
Well,
Oh,
In
well,
any case,
it's 304 meters. That's not very helpful because I'm actually trying to find.
the spell is not prepared, so PK doesn't have to try and figure out what 1,000 feet is today. She did have to briefly contend with 500 feet, but brushed over it, so it's fine. And you guys can continue making your way down around the downhill portion of the town, if that is what you would like.
I mean, I'll have
Yeah.
Veyra make an intelligence check too, just because it'll be funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that is another 8. So I'm proud of you guys.
A pair of dumbasses.
I'm so proud of you guys. Dylan, somebody comes out of the house. It is a young man. It's not the woman you saw at the window. It is a young man in a black coat with light brown hair. He looks very confused, but he's walking towards you.
Dylan waves. He doesn't stand up. He's still sitting.
Excuse me.
Hi,
Who are you?
I'm Dylan. I'm one of Susanna's friends.
Hello, Dylan.
Who are you?
My name's Rowan.
Hi, Rowan.
What is one of Cousin Susanna's friends doing here?
I got an idea in my head. but there was no conclusion to it, so I got here. And then I didn't know what to do when I got here, so now I'm just sitting.
God, what a mood.
He's so sad.
Rowan looks at you like he can't decide if you're like completely stupid or the most relatable person in the world. Like he's flip-flopping.
Both.
You're correct. Rowan just can't decide. Okay, is there something I can help you with while you're here?
The birds are so weird, but I think like everyone knows that and doesn't talk about it.
You're right, the birds are weird. Nobody talks about it. They should, but they don't. Do the birds bother you?
Oh, the birds killed my bird, but you know, that was kind of his fault because he was like, I'm gonna go play with the crows. You know, not like the people crows, but like, you know, the bird crows. He's like, I'm gonna go play with the crows and have a little violence, and then he got killed, so, you know, that's good for him.
Right, okay. I need to
I
ask.
love how we're all just so used to Dylan, and then NPCs have to deal with him.
I need to ask, do you have more than one bird, or is this bird just raised?
So here's the thing. He's a gift, and you know, if I like take an hour, I can resummon his spirit back into bird form.
Oh, okay. So it's the same bird, and you brought him back, but it's not. He didn't die and then get brought up by just on his lonesome.
Oh, no. I have to like make a conscious effort to bring him back. Also, he doesn't leave a body. He just kind of poofs. Listen, I don't really know how these. Do you know familiars? It's very similar to that, except I can't appear and disappear him at will.
Okay, no, I get it. I think I understand.
This poor man.
Is there? I mean, is there some? I don't know. Are you just gonna sit here for a while? Can I? Do you want some tea? We've got tea. You could. I mean, you're a friend of our cousin. You know, practically part of the family. So if you'd like some tea, I can get you some tea or something. I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm not very good at plans. But you seem very nice. If a little hesitant, but that's how most people are when they like first talk to me, so I get it. I look weird.
It's not. I don't normally talk to people at all. But yeah.
Do people not talk to you first?
And no, not so much. We're, you know.
Well, that's rude.
Yeah, but I don't like anyone, so it's better they don't talk to me.
Do you like Susanna?
Oh, cousin Susanna, she's, well, we don't talk much. I'm sure she's lovely. I don't know her particularly well.
She's got some issues.
I can imagine so, yes. I can't imagine that anybody would be, and not have some issues, but yeah, I don't know her very well, I'm afraid.
She's actually, you know, pretty cool once you get past the whole, like, abrasiveness.
Abrasiveness, oh, well, that's good to know. I'll be on the lookout if I, ever talk to her.
You know, like, sarcastic. It's not like, a bad thing. It's just,
No, I
the
understand. I've just like the few times I talked to her, I just like she didn't really say much.
She
so-
doesn't. Unless you get her on an opinion, and then, like, there she goes. Or if she's upset, then she does not shut up.
There she goes.
Rowan just sort of nods and he says, "Yeah, I mean, I get that. Again, I'm sure she's great. You seem like you're good friends and all that. Sorry, you were sort of like, I just saw a guy sitting in my front yard, basically, and
Oh yeah, sorry about that.
no, it's okay. I mean, it's like a public place, technically. It's just most people don't come here that often, and they don't normally, like, sit in it. They just, pass it or look at it and then keep going. Like, it's just weird. It's not like you haven't done anything wrong. It's just,
I had the dream about this place.
you had a dream about this place.
Yeah,
What
I
sort
think
of dream?
it was a bad dream.
Oh, I mean, I can imagine you sort of seem like the type, I guess. Dylan's Raven Queen symbol is very obvious, right?
Well, it is what? So he's a tome warlock. And he keeps his book in a little pouch on his hip. So it's the clasp on that.
Okay.
So it's not like you'd have to kind of be like taking in his appearance to see it because it's not very large or very prominently placed, but it is there.
Okay.
And-
Well, lucky for Rowan, he's definitely taking in Dylan's appearance. He sort of points to Marcus and then kind of points to the, symbol, and he's like, it's got sort of connotations, so I can imagine. But
Yeah, I serve her.
that's
Wait,
cool.
I've never. Well, she hasn't been talking to me recently, and I had the couple dreams about this like town and the crows, and then I found out that like all the ravens died, and then all the crows got like they took over the place, and I'm trying to figure out if that's. Sorry, that laughing is not part of what I just saw what you said.
That was Marcus laughing.
I think that might be part of it. I don't know. Here's the thing. I'm not that smart, so I'm trying to like figure it out. And I don't know if I should like tell Susanna or anyone else, because they've got like their own thing going on. All right, like they're dealing with something that Susanna's dealing with, and they don't have to deal with my weird like dream stuff, and it's honestly like not that important, and I'm pretty special to be able to talk to her a lot, but it's been like at least 4 days since she's talked to me. I am talking a lot at you. I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. So okay. So hold on a minute. I'm sorry.
Threw a lot at that poor man.
I'm really not. I don't normally talk to people. Sorry.
Oh, I don't either.
Okay, so that's why the two of us talking together makes so much sense. So, you, the Raven Queen, if I'm understanding, she talks to you in your dreams.
Yes.
And you came here, and you stopped dreaming about her. And
Yes.
instead, you dreamed about this place.
And I dreamed about a big fire and a lot of crows, and someone like said something kind of like ominous to me that may involve my impending death if I stick around.
Did like a person said it to you, or just like it just
It sounded like a person's voice.
Okay. I mean, cool. Not cool. It doesn't sound cool. Sorry. I don't.
He's just going, "Hi, I hate that."
Yeah. So, look. I mean, look, this place is sort of like, and the Raven Queen is just, and he makes sort of like the, slashing across the neck motion, like, nah.
Yeah, I figured that out when I got stared at a lot, but like...
Just not like not like the people, like the whole place. It's like the physical place. It's for, yeah. But
It doesn't like her. Is it because of the birds?
I think it's because of it was like, he looks back at the house and then looks back at you and is like, I mean, we're in, like, I don't know really. I just sort of know kinda. And it's like, they killed a bunch of ravens, which is like a bad, like it was a, cursed the Raven Queen's name and did a whole like thing to make, her presence gone or something, and so things could happen, and so now it's like this with the and he points at one of the crows, which falls out of the sky, and then a couple seconds later gets up and starts flying again.
Yeah, I don't think he likes that.
It's and so, I mean, I don't know much about the Raven Queen, but I know more than most people around here, I guess, but maybe she's just letting you know that she can't, like, this isn't her place, I don't know. I don't know if that's your deal or if that's not your deal. I don't know.
I don't know what my deal is. I made a pact without really thinking about it.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, yeah, that's cool.
This poor
That's
man.
cool. This
man has
God.
never spoken to anyone in his life, and he now has to deal with Dylan.
Yep. Do you wanna, like, I mean, this is gonna sound, fucking inhospitable or whatever, and that's a big deal around here, apparently. Like, if you just, like, leave, then you're not gonna be in this place anymore, and then, maybe your lady will talk to you again.
See, we keep trying to do that, and things keep happening that make us not believe, and I don't get it. We're, like, me and, like, my group, which, includes Susanna and also some other people, we're like, we got to leave the place of the weird spooky crows and the juice and all of that stuff. And then we're like, we're going to leave, and then people are like, you got to do the events thing and hospitable, and like, I do not get the social norms. I don't understand what's happening. Why can't we leave? Are they trying to keep us here? Like, forever? Like, are we being held hostage by the town?
I think on that one you were just invited to a party so that people could party. I don't really go to the celebration, so I don't know. But, yeah. But, I mean, celebration's over, you can leave now, right?
We just keep having to go to lunches.
Well,
What's so important about the lunch?
I don't know. My mama stopped going to lunches years ago, and she's a lot happier for it. So I think, that might, like, friendly advice, just stop going to lunches.
That sounds like good advice, actually. I think I will share that with everyone.
Like, it could probably, like, I don't know if it could actually, like, solve anything, but it could probably help your problem. Like, if you've got a lunch to go to, and that's what's stopping you from leaving, don't go to the lunch, and then you can go, right?
I think so. But there's also, like...
I feel like this man should not talk to Talia.
I think they would do well together.
Well, I think you would go on like a house on fire.
But I don't know, really. I'm sorry, I feel like I don't really have any good advice for you, because I feel like you've got a lot that's going on that's really, and I should probably be able to, like, because I know, some stuff about, but I don't think, I don't know what.
I don't think I do, but then again, I don't know a lot, so it is not your fault.
Okay. Again, talking to people, I don't think I've had this long of a conversation with anyone who I didn't live with for months. Really, seriously. You're right. Maybe if I went to lunches, I would know how to talk better. But I don't like lunches. They're not. I don't know what lunches you've been to since being here, but they're not good. The food's fine, but the people are really bad.
My friends keep spilling water on other members of the Crow family.
Okay.
We were at the party and we're all like chilling and everyone's drinking the punch and not knowing which one is spiked. And then my friend, she's blue, Diona, and she can make water out of nothing, and a bunch of the rude Crow people whose names Josh cannot remember, so neither can Dylan.
That's valid.
Who I can't remember, but they were mothers-in-law. I think one of them was the mother-in-law that we messed with the tea of the first time we met her. Dumped a bunch of water on her, and they were upset.
Oh yeah. Okay.
My friends have taken it as a mission to mess with any Crow member of the Crow family that has been even slightly rude to Susanna. But I don't know anything about Susanna's family. I think they all had a conversation without me about we're going to do this, and then I can't participate.
Oh yeah, I mean that sounds real funny with the water.
Poor man is I'm just imagining him looking desperately for a way to disengage.
It sounds more exciting because nothing exciting ever happened when I went to lunches, except sometimes people would get pissed off and shout at each other, but that wasn't really exciting. That was just bad,
Oh, that happened too. I don't like that.
It's not good. They do it a lot. They do it more when Mama goes to lunches.
But then why do they keep going to lunches if they just shout?
I don't know, because that's what it always happened to Mama. So she stopped going to lunches, and if they keep shouting when Mama's not even at the lunches, I don't think it has anything to do with my mama. I think they just like shouting.
It sounds like they're boring if shouting is their entertainment.
I mean, they're not, I wouldn't call any of them exciting. I don't really like any of them.
I don't either, except for Susanna, and I haven't there's the Keats,
they're not bad yet, and there were people who we did not intentionally spill water and or tea on, so I think those people are the good ones.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, again, I don't really know Susanna very well. I'm sure she's different around her friends, and I'm sure she's cool, I guess. Yeah.
Maybe you should talk to her. I think you'd like her.
You think so?
I mean,
Oh, man.
maybe. Dylan has trapped this man.
I mean,
Dylan's holding this man hostage.
you know, maybe I should. But I'm not gonna invite her to lunch, so I'd have to find some other way to talk to her.
Dylan just mutters, maybe dinner.
Oh, yeah, dinner. Dinner. You know that because that's not lunch. So it might be better.
The only proper impression of Susanna this man has is that she's friends with this fucker.
You know.
Dylan, listen, I'm trying to find a way out. I can't make it stop.
Well, so when at this point, Vera and Diona have partially looped enough to.
Please free us.
Yeah, for the sake of like this ending. Vera and Diona, you all sort of did a quick circuit around the lower area of the town and started marching back up the hill, sort of around the back of the Crow House territory, and finally up the hill far enough to get to Ravensgrave. And at this point, you're like, I mean, he's got to be here, right? There's nowhere else. And then as you approach and you walk up into Ravensgrave, you see Dylan sitting on the ground, and this awkward, like, sort of gangly man just sort of kind of, like, squatted down next to him, but not all the way, so it's, like, an awkward, and he's just sort of, like, hands on his knees looking down, and they're chatting, and they're both glancing around, like, trying to find some way out of this, and it's not.
Dylan, you're okay.
Why wouldn't I be?
Well, you kind
There's
of
a long, flat look. And
teleported away.
Everything with Ravensgrave.
Now listen, I'm trying to have my own life around here. And you were all like, oh, Dylan, don't go. Just because I, like, got my own tattoo at the one time.
There are better places to have your own life than around here.
Rowan sort of clears his throat, and he's like, hello.
Oh, these are my friends. This is Diona, the one who did the water thing.
Right. Nice to meet. He said you were blue, and you are. Yes.
Dylan stands up.
Nice to meet you.
I'll just go next door.
Fuck. Nice to meet you, Miss Diona, and
Vera Stonehelm.
Well, if I can't get there,
Miss
I'll go
Stonehelm. Nice to meet you as well. I'm Rowan. I think I said that already. Fuck.
You didn't, but it's nice to meet you as well.
Okay.
I know a little bit of the neighbors.
Your friend was just, we were just talking about lunch.
I see.
Yep. I should. If you would all like some tea, you could.
Yeah,
but if you don't, then
You know what? Tea sounds lovely.
Estimate on time.
If I don't even know how fucking long this has taken. It's not lunchtime yet. You've got a little while before lunchtime. That's what I'll say.
Chilling with Feyre.
He looks a little. He nods, Vera, when you say it would be lovely, and he's like, "Oh, all right. Good. Well, come on in. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say that Bayra gets an idea of how uncomfortable both him and Dylan look and decides this would be a good way to punish Dylan for just teleporting away. I'm gonna prolong this experience.
God, you're punishing me. You're punishing PA. So
What are you doing to him?
he leads you all up to the little house, and sort of opens the door and steps inside and says, "Mama, we've got company." And fuck. What is his mother's name? Hold on. Fuck. No, I got it. Okay. A woman, with, markedly different fashion sense to the rest of Corwick appears in the entryway area. She is not wearing a dress. She is wearing, sort of pants and a simple tunic, very casually dressed and quite out of place looking compared to everyone else there. She has the same brown hair as her son, but it's a little bit, streaked with gray, and she's got, gray eyes, and she looks at you all, and she looks very confused by the presence of everyone, but she says, hi. Hello.
Hello.
Pleasure.
I'm Sav Crow. Nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you as well.
And Rowan says, they were, I invited them for tea. And Sav says, good, cool, tea. Yes, I've got some tea. And goes away into a little parlor area, and then Rowan sort of awkwardly looks around like he's not really sure where guests are supposed to go, and then eventually decides on leading you all into the living room, which has some seating and a couch and, a chair and stuff. And he just sort of gestures and says, make yourselves comfortable. And Sav comes back with a little tray of tea after a little bit, and she says, well, it's not much, but it's what we've got. So she passes out teacups to you all. And Diona, you notice that Rowan is eyeing you a little bit once you receive some tea.
I won't do anything, I promise.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's just, he was telling me about you guys doing lunches and having fun.
Liza was a special exception.
Okay, right, Liza. He didn't say who it was, but that makes sense. I shouldn't say that. It's not. And Sav says, no, fucking say it.
Donna kind of gives a look, and I mean, she's kind of proved to be terrible. I figured a little bit of pettiness was.
Sav takes a sip of her tea and says, she's a fucking cunt.
Vera actually laughs out loud at that.
And Diona just immediately loosens up and, thank fuck, someone who...
I'm glad there's someone reasonable in this town, finally.
Hate them. Hate every one of them. You're
someone outside of idle hands, at least, who doesn't talk in circles around everything.
Right. Sav, after she says that she hates every one of them, she sort of looks at you all and she says, you're Susanna's friends. I don't mind Susanna. She's just a mouse.
Not as much anymore.
Oh, really? Good for her.
She married in, so I'm assuming it doesn't run in her blood.
Oh, no, I'm sure she's got potential to be something otherwise. She was, yeah. So she drinks her tea and she seems notably more relaxed, and then she says, so, what brings you all, here, around, in general?
To Corwick?
I was thinking more up here. Nobody comes here, but to Corwick too. Sure, yeah.
I don't know, Dylan. What did?
Dylan, that's why we're here. We're not sure why Dylan's here.
I'm trying to figure out my weird raven dreams. Red crow dreams. And I had the dream about, these places, and I figured maybe if I, sit here for a long time, I'll understand things.
And you couldn't have just told us that? We were worried about you.
But then what if you would have come with me, and I can't listen to things if I'm not by myself?
Well, if you just explain that to us.
Would not have let me go!
Maybe not, but...
Because as long as we knew that you were being safe, we wouldn't have worried.
No, I am never being safe, so you should always be worried.
Well, as long as we knew generally where you were, we wouldn't have gone searching because we didn't think you were gonna get freaking kidnapped or something.
Oh. I could
Considering this town, it wouldn't surprise me.
The only thing that could kill me here is if all of the crows ganged up on me.
That's not out of the question, from what I have seen.
You talking about the crows or the crows?
Both.
Well, yeah.
I specifically of the birds.
Yeah, no, I mean, the birds could probably do a number on you. Some of the crows can fight, meaning the people.
They can do numbers?
Yeah, they fucking can.
Arithmetic, addition, subtraction.
So, well, I'm glad you found your wayward friend here. And Corwick in general, what? I mean, you all don't necessarily seem the type to just...
We got ambushed by Devon, who wanted to drag Susanna back here. We didn't want Susanna to get fucked up again.
Huh. Yeah, that tracks. I mean, Devon's not the worst of them. He's just stupid mostly. Most of them are stupid.
Squirrely.
He's, yeah.
Honestly, I was of the opinion we should just ditch him and make off in the middle of the night, but Susanna wanted to see family, so we wanted to support her.
Oh, that's so sweet of her.
Not like there's too much to see, but I'm not going to voice that in front of her.
Oh, that's so sweet of you. Well, that's refreshing. It's nice to hear other people talking shit. Mostly it's just me talking to myself, and Rowan talking to himself, and sometimes we even listen to each other.
What else are your ears for? Except
Listening
for
to ourselves.
listening.
Listening to ourselves, mostly.
Why would you want to do that?
I'm trying not to take that as an insult against my lovely voice, but,
No, I'm not thinking about the sound of your voice. I am thinking about the words, because sometimes I speak and I'm like, whoa, where did that come from?
you see sort of Rowan just sort of nod thoughtfully.
This explains so much.
Sav continues, and she's like, well, I don't know. I never much minded what I said. Many other people did, but that was their problem, not mine.
That is their problem.
It is, that's what I'm saying.
People are like, oh, my problems are your problems now. I'm going to be mad at you because I have the most.
Rowan says that's exactly why we stopped going to lunches.
Yes! That's a good reason for not going to lunches.
Yeah. I have to. So you're planning on I assume you won't be staying long, just because. Well, look at it. But are you gonna be taking your Susanna back wherever you're all off to?
Yes.
I hope so. She does not belong here. I don't think. Well, no. Some people are bitter and mean, and they belong here.
Yes.
Ah, absolutely, some do. As this is my hometown, I suppose I should probably take a little bit more offense at it, but I can't bring myself to give a shit.
You don't seem bitter and mean.
I appreciate that.
Thanks.
But I hope that all works out for you all to take off where you will with Susanna. Marion won't be happy, but then again, she never is.
I'm curious.
Like, that family is happy except for like kind of like weird.
Okay, I couldn't hear anything that Dylan just said.
I don't know if it mattered.
That's okay. I will just. Rowan nods thoughtfully again.
Dylan was saying nice thing. Dylan was essentially just saying that that people aren't happy with the crows unless they're small children or aren't in direct vicinity of them most of the time.
Oof. Yeah.
I mean, he's right.
Bayra, I think, was going to say something.
Yeah, do you mind if I ask, have you seen anything unusual? I mean, you live kind of overlooking Raven's grave. Anything strange happening there that you'd feel like sharing?
Strange for outsiders or strange for insiders?
Both.
Well, strange for outsiders, there's all the fucking zombie crows.
I haven't heard anyone besides Susanna acknowledge them, to be quite honest.
Yeah, they don't like to do that, because it's some fucking town history, family heritage, whatever the fucking...
Heritage?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's heritage. It's my fucking ancestors. I can say what the fuck I like about them.
Donna raises her tea cup in response to that.
They, yeah. Well,
We're a pack of cunts. We're a pack of cunts.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They took a perfectly good place and did this to it. I mean, they did it. There's no arguing that. It's just most people seem to think that's something to be proud of. And they...
Some people like to destroy.
Yeah, I mean, most people around here they just don't know. They don't get it. They're stupid. They never been anywhere else. They don't know any better. And then some people know perfectly well better, but they still think it's good. I don't know. But yeah, it's a real shithole of a place with a lot of bad energy, a lot of necromancy, and a lot of whatever the fuck makes people be as asshole-ish as the rest of my family.
Do you know how the necromancy started, or?
Well, I think they were. I think they were the main in my ancestors. I think they were plenty skilled at it before they came here, and then they came here and just made it a kind of sanctuary for all that sort of practice and magic and got
Bullshit.
pretty damn.
All that practice and magic and bullshit?
That's the stuff.
Anyone still practicing necromancy around here?
Oh, that's a delightfully quaint sort of question. Can't help it. Yes. Yes. It's not always intentional.
Oh,
Not intentional.
Well, can't help it always.
Did you consider telling us who?
She raises an eyebrow at you. And she looks very contemplative.
Vera will raise an eyebrow back.
Well, like I said, it's my ancestors. I've always been a little bit gifted. Not that I do, but I could. You understand?
I understand.
And other folk, it depends. Marion likes to keep it all hushed up, 'cause she doesn't, she says she doesn't approve of it, and yet when it works out for her, it is perfectly acceptable. It's just an excuse for her to... But...
exert more control over the entire
Well,
situation?
It's an excuse for her to do anything she damn well pleases, frankly. But, you know, your Susanna, her old husband always had a deft hand at it, and I think he liked it. Yeah. He was
Doesn't seem like it did him a lot of good in the end.
No, it didn't, did it? That's probably for
What
the
do you
best.
know about him?
What do I know about him? I know that he's a fucking...
You don't have to mince words around us. We have no.
Oh, I know. I'm just trying to figure out how best to describe.
We've already formed our own opinions, but I'd like to hear yours.
I mean, he was a horrible piece of shit who, quite frankly, I would be surprised if he didn't kill more than a few people in his time on this world and, buried them all somewhere nobody could find after he'd, you know, done some practice. And, yeah. I don't think he was ever good to your Susanna. All I ever knew her was with him, and she was quiet as a mouse, which somehow doesn't seem like the individual you're all so friendly with, and,
No, I don't think he was good to her.
No, he wasn't.
Husbands don't like to be good.
Yes, well, that's why I never got one.
I think me.
I love this woman so goddamn much. She'd be my mom.
God, same.
Like, this woman's just so...
Just a mood.
Whole ass mood.
I'm glad, guys. She's sitting there, she's still thinking, and she says, well, I mean, he never really spoke to me much anyway. He didn't like me, and Marion doesn't like me, and he was a mama's boy, which is why it hurts her so terribly that he's gone. Poor man.
And I'm sure the fact he can't get back up again has nothing to do with that.
You know, I think he'd actually be improved if he'd got back up again. No thoughts. Just stand around. He'd be better. But unfortunately, he was buried all proper like, and you know, that's all. Yes, exactly. No thoughts, head empty.
Can't be an abuser if you're just like fucking.
Yep. If you are completely a zombie.
Ghost, however.
Right. She just
That was actually an aside to Parker, but yes.
She sips her tea again. She says,
Dana sort of, I think Dana kind of pauses and seems to be considering something. She's looking at Sav and looking at Rowan and mulling over the conversation.
mm-hmm.
And I am going to... Dearest, can you pass my dice box for a second?
Oh, there's dice coming out. Yeah.
Next one. Because I'm deciding how Diana feels about something.
Okay. Ha ha ha. While that's happening, can I just say that I'm so fucking thankful Dylan was a dumbass and ran off, because I have had these NPCs just waiting and nobody's made any contact until now.
I am so glad as well, because
you didn't even know about these motherfuckers. These were my secrets.
Secret from
well,
Snow
we were
Lord
talking
Dragon.
briefly about them as the black sheep of the
Yes.
squad.
Yeah, they were just mentioned, but there was no, like, I'm displeased.
Dana looks at her and Dylan and looks at Sal, and you might be able to help us with a project we're working on.
Mara.
It's a project that will royally piss off some crows.
Oh, you know I like the sound of that. Though I don't normally need any help. They hate my existence.
You're the only person we've met who seems to acknowledge what the fuck is wrong.
That makes sense. I'm a little bit more self-aware than the average person around here.
And I take it that Vera or Dylan aren't going to interrupt. Well, I know Dylan's at BRB, but Vera's not going to.
Nope.
As far as we can tell, some fucker, I know where I'm laying blame, rather forcibly removed a part of Susanna. I'd like to get it back. Sorry.
Sav sort of sets her tea down and she folds her hands in front of her. And she says, "Can you be a little bit more specific?"
I think Ivis Crow severed her soul from her body.
She nods.
And we want to get it back in its place.
I wouldn't put it past him. Seems like the sort to do that, though probably didn't even know what he was doing, but,
You happen to see a little silver mockingbird.
Oh, yes, that little thing. I always thought it was darling. So quaint. And then she, something clicks in her head, and she's like, oh my god, you think her soul's the bird?
We're almost certain.
Alright. Okay. Yeah. And I assume that you all know the difficulties that trying to put it back would entail, given
We don't.
where we are, what happens here.
We got
We're aware.
Mr. And again, I as Joe cannot remember his goddamn name.
Mr. Madison.
We got Mr. Madison's report on when he tried to resurrect someone.
Ah. Rita Tucker it was.
Hmm.
My mother told me about that. Shame.
Who just got yeeted?
Hi. I switched to my
Hi.
phone because it's charged enough. Sorry, my
Fair
intestines
enough.
are playing the bongos.
You're valid. Hold on, did she just say her mother? She meant to say her father, because I forgot her family tree. She meant to say her father told her about that. Just make that clear. So,
We want to try and get it back before we leave.
and when are you trying to leave?
My hope is by the end of the week.
Well, I hope that for you too. So, now that is interesting. You know, I knew Ibis Crow was stupid because they're all stupid, but I'm not sure I knew how stupid he was. 'Cause I think,
It's a good thing he and I will never meet.
oh yes, very good for him, I imagine. The only way I can think that he could have, very stupid man. So, you are going to try and reattach Cousin Susanna's soul. She is going to, and she's aware of all this. She knows.
Yes. She's aware. She has given us consent.
Hmm.
I wasn't going to go forward with it without letting her make as informed decision as possible.
Not sure if she's smarter than the rest of the crows or just as stupid, but in a different way. But if she says yes, then she says yes.
I think it's both.
That's me laughing. God.
I
Love
mean,
Dylan.
out of character, we as a group aren't exactly the most.
We're not too fucking smart, are we?
No.
But that's pretty bold coming from the stupidest member of the party to the second smartest.
We collectively have half a brain slow. And I think Jamie has most of it.
Yeah.
Jamie has most of it, but
Yes.
since none of us hold the brain cell, we don't say things that let Jamie express the brain cell.
Ah. So Sav, she will sort of stand up and start clearing away the tea things, and she says, "So something's gonna try and fuck it up.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to be very careful about that. You're going to have to be extremely careful about that."
We theoretically have a way to do warding.
Well, that's promising. I would still be very cautious. There's not a lot about this town that really scares me, you know?
But the bullshit that happens after people die does.
Oh, not the general bullshit. The people getting up and walking around, I guess that's their own damn business. But there's, someone here wants back. Someone wants to get back. And that is not good. Because, if you recall, my ancestors were a bunch of cunts who took a perfectly good piece of land and turned it into a haven of necromancy. And I'm not too keen on any of them getting up again and having their way with what it is now.
Neither
So
are
is
we.
that why you purge over Founder's Field, keep the dead down? Or at
See,
least
only-
those keep them dead.
It's the only fucking reason I came back to this town. And it's probably the reason Marion hates that I'm back quite so much. But that's not mine business. Her anger is her own. So, I'm not sure how much I could necessarily do. But I could try to help.
Can I do an insight check just to make sure she's on the level?
You can do an insight check.
I suspect she is, but doesn't hurt. to be
Yeah.
sure.
All right. With a 17, she seems pretty genuine. She's been very forthright with you guys this whole time, and this has not changed. And she seems very like. She does when she says like this is the reason she came back to the town. She seems like, I mean, this is why I'm here. I may as well fucking try.
Yeah.
Okay. Honestly, whatever help you think you can give, we won't turn it away.
It means we're not fumbling through trying to figure out on our own.
All right. Well, you know where to find me. I don't go anywhere. But I'll think on some things, see what I can find out just from... And she sort of gestures vaguely out the window towards
Yeah.
the crows flying around, and they've been a bit fidgety past few days, so watch out for that as well. But
We've been apparently making a ruckus. The
Yes.
other night, there was a whole flock of them perched on Susanna's house.
oh, and you took
House.
care of those, didn't you?
There's kind of a look at Dylan and a bit of a raised eyebrow.
What?
Took care of a few crows, did you, darling?
My birds did.
Good bird.
He has a mind of his own. I mean, excuse me, he is his own bird. Like, just because he's kind of like, bound to me and is a gift does not mean that, he's not like his own bird with his own personality.
Once
And-
Dylan gets going on this tangent, Rowan Crow looks like he's just sinking into the chair that he's in, like he's about to perish.
We handled the birds that were on top of Susanna's house. We don't know why they took such an interest, but probably because we've made menaces of ourselves.
They don't.
Are they?
Let me tell you something, because I think it's important. The crows, meaning the birds, are just as stupid as the crows, meaning the people. So if they're acting different, it's not because they had a big crow conference and decided this would be a smart plan of action. It's because somebody told them what to do. So think on that.
I don't think they like me.
They probably don't, but it's probably because somebody else told them not to like you.
Was it the gray eyes?
She looks
What?
at you with her very gray eyes and she tilts her head.
No, I had this dream, okay? I had this dream about the Raven's Grave. And there was a big bonfire and there was a lot of smoke, but the smoke was actually birds. And there was a figure there with gray eyes and the accent that everyone has here in Corwiki, like the one that Susanna has, and said that my kind were not welcome here and that I would be like purged like the rest. I think. Can I insight check?
Yeah, you can insight check. Go ahead.
I don't. Her eyes are gray. I don't like this. Did I walk into a trap?
It might be a family trait that she has the gray eyes.
Did I walk into a trap, PK?
She immediately stabbed you. No.
Roll initiative.
She tilts her head the other way, and she says, "Well, no, that's not good." And she doesn't look at you with your insight. She doesn't seem like this is the first she's hearing about this dream. It doesn't seem like, oh, haha, that motherfucker just remembered the dream I gave him 2 nights ago. You know, like she doesn't seem to have any foreknowledge of this. This seems like new information to her. And she does seem a little bit concerned by it. Okay.
So, who do you think is likely foretelling the crows what they're doing? The birds.
I'm not sure. It would have been Avis, but he's quite dead, isn't he? Terrible way to go, anyway, but...
He deserves worse.
Most likely, they all do, but I can't give that to them, so I won't.
They don't like the Raven Queen here.
No, they sure don't. Very astute.
I think I should not be in this town.
It might not be entirely advisable.
That's actually a really nice way of putting it. Is everyone like this here? It's like they don't... Like, I mean, like, when they don't, like, say things outright, they're just like, you know, like, oh, you know, like, I think this and I think that, and it's like, just, I think it's like a social norm thing. I'm from Iman, it is nothing like this. You say what you are thinking there.
I try to say what I'm thinking, but unfortunately I was raised here.
Yeah, I think if I, like, moved here, I would retain all my Iman things and nobody would like me.
If you moved here, I think you wouldn't last very long. Please excuse me for saying it.
No, that's fine. That's fair. I mean that more than, like, you know, you keep the stuff from the place you grew up. If I moved to a different town that wasn't here, I would still have my Iman things. Those things may or may not clash, you know?
Yes. No, I understand. Nobody here actually has a watch, do they? Because Diona gave hers to Susanna.
Yeah.
Dylan doesn't know what time is and couldn't read a watch.
You guys are at this point probably running late, and so anybody back at Susanna's house is probably like, okay, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Dennis has finished his tea and he is just like tapping his finger, just like he glances at Lena. And just
Susanna is pacing. She's pacing.
Susanna, you're gonna wear a hole in the floor.
I have paced plenty on these floors, and I've never once worn a hole in them.
Well, maybe today will be your lucky day. You'll leave tracks of fire with the amount of vigor you are putting in your walking speed currently.
She pulls out her lighter and she holds it up to your face.
He blows it out.
You want to see fire, Vice? Do you want to see fire right now?
I mean, if you want to burn your house down, that's fine, but he's
I do, I kinda do. Like, I'm just saying, it wouldn't be so bad to burn the house down.
I mean, if that's your prerogative, I will help you burn your house down, but I think you can't collect insurance on your house when you do that, so probably don't do that. Make it look more like an accident.
I like to imagine Talia's like on the arm of the armchair, like legs crossed, just kind of like, huh. This is really happening, huh?
Not gonna burn my house down. I just feel like it. And if maybe people were punctual and on time, I wouldn't feel like burning my house down. But they ran off to go find Dylan, and now nobody's seen hide nor hair of them. And
Do you want me to send Mercy out, or do we have to go hunt them down? Because if
I
we
don't
haven't
think-
heard anything through the rings, I think they're okay. Because I'm pretty sure Vera and Diona would be panicked saying something happened if there was something that happened. So
right, unless they just like spontaneously died, like that happens to people, you know.
yes, but usually it does not happen to us. So you know, take your chances.
Us meaning what? Us meaning the group? I mean, we've
Yes, we're pretty hardy stock, you know.
right, but they could still spontaneously die.
Yes, but that's like a 99.98%. You know.
I don't know. I can't even process numbers right now.
And he reaches over to where her lighter is, clicks it shut, then puts
Okay.
it away. Put it back in your numerous pockets and magical pockets in
Then-
whatever there is.
They are not magical pockets. They're plain pockets. Thank you very much.
Okay, well you have too many skirts. It is fine.
I have just the right number of skirts. Thank you.
Mercy, and she
I don't-
flutters over to his hand and
Should
chirps
we
at him.
send Mercy? What if we don't send Mercy? Because if Mercy flies out, then what's to say she won't just get attacked by a bunch of crows?
Fias looks at you for a moment, and in his hand, he waves his hand, and Mercy becomes invisible.
Oh, wow. Okay,
She'll
fine.
be
Go,
fine,
send
I
Mercy.
think. And
Okay, fine.
you hear the flapping of wings, and she's out.
All right.
Should I
Mercy
make a
runs
stealth
off.
for her?
Yeah. No, actually, because you don't need to for this. But is Mercy gonna go? Where? Because Mercy also has the problem of not knowing where the fuck they are.
I mean, could Vias get a chance to talk through the ring?
Yeah, you guys can speak through the rings for
Okay.
sure. I mean, I don't know what the distance. on the
It's
rings
just that the range. I think we're outside of the range of the rings. Is the thing.
Okay. Well, then he can't
Because
really do
the
that.
rings have a range of 500 feet.
It is farther than 500 feet. I don't know how big 500 feet is, but it is farther away than 500.
Damn. Okay, that's fine. Can we like do a D20 and see which area she goes? I guess.
Yeah, sure. I will.
Oops. God, I can't see my eyeballs.
And also, the people. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. She goes towards Ravensgrave first.
She's got good intuition.
The people in Sav and Rowan's house, probably, you guys do know that it's probably at least creeping up on lunchtime, if not lunchtime already.
Yeah. And I think Diana does pause, and unfortunately, we do have plans. Thank you.
Well, that's alright, because I think my son has explained how much he hates lunch.
I think it's less about the lunch and more about the social norms of lunch.
Yes, I think so too. I think it was just, a joke.
I'm stupid.
That's okay. Lots of people are stupid and they make their way just fine.
I don't know if I would use just fine for me, but I think I'm doing, at least.
Are you alive?
Good question.
Close enough.
We should get going, because we do have plans.
Right.
We'll come back up once we have more of an idea of what the fuck we're doing.
Please do. Alright, hope you enjoyed your tea. I don't host, so congratulations, you're special.
We appreciate
So-
your time.
Have fun wherever you're going. Not that that's likely in this goddamn town.
We'll do our best.
Godspeed.
We've been making our own fun.
Oh, I'm sure you have. Enjoy. Don't get in trouble.
Can't make any promises.
If you
No
get in
promises.
trouble, at least do something interesting.
I cannot stop myself from getting into trouble. It just finds me.
Fair
Now
enough.
that's true.
No, you
Forget
walk
it.
out the door and go find it.
Are you the trouble, Diona?
I mean, I have been called that, but I don't think I'm your trouble.
All right. You are led to the door, and you can head out of Sav and Rowan Crow's house. And
Does Mercy meet them on the way?
yeah, Mercy, you see them coming out of that house, and you're like, aha, there's the motherfuckers right there.
I think you guys hear wing beats, and then Vias's voice, and you don't see anything because Mercy's invisible. And he just says, "Oh, thank God, there you are. Susanna was about to burn her house down because you left, so get your ass home."
So is
All
Mercy visible at this point, or did
She
Vice's
is.
voice just spontaneously manifest?
Spontaneously manifest. It's completely invisible.
You hear the sound of wing beats, but you can hear Vias's voice.
Hey, what the fuck?
Mercy's invisible, she doesn't get attacked by crows. Don't think too much about it.
Ah,
Like, I can think at all.
Dylan, you feel a
You
weight
can
on your shoulder as
absolutely
Mercy lands on it. Your
Marcus
unoccupied
immediately detaches himself and whips his head around to like stare at the empty space.
shoulder. Who did that? Marcus?
Marcus is like looking around the side of Dylan's head, trying because Marcus kind of gets. They're like linked, and
Yeah.
so Marcus feels Dylan like slightly startled from feeling that, and immediately moves his head of his own accord, like looking around the side of like through the back, across the front, across the back, across the front. Stretches up a little bit, trying to see what's there, and there is nothing.
Mercy shifts from her position, and she basically, on one of those side shifting things that he's doing, she will take her beak and bonk it on top of Marcus's beak, just to be like, "Hey, dummy, I'm right here." And I guess that could count. Well, no, not exactly an attack, but Vias.
Do not make your birds attack each other.
No,
Do not do it.
Vias can technically drop this anytime he wants because he has his link to Mercy, so he'll just let it go.
All right. So you guys can walk back to Susanna's house.
yeah.
At which point you see Susanna stop casing. There are no marks on the floor yet, but it could have been getting pretty close there. Talia, I assume, is still in their position on the chair.
What? Hi. Yes.
Rude.
Talia's still vibing on the chair.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yes. Okay, now where were you?
Talking to Sav?
And Rowan,
I'm sorry, what?
I went and
We
vibed on
found
the
Dylan.
hill.
He was talking to Rowan and they both looked like they needed an out. And then we got invited in for tea.
Okay. First of all, you went out and talked to people and got invited for tea and had tea all on your own.
Yes.
I'm so proud of you guys.
What can I say? You're apparently rubbing off on us.
That I never in a million years. Wow. But why Sav and Rowan?
They were there.
That is
Honestly, yeah.
That's a conversation for in person.
Oh.
Actually, no, I think Diana pauses and Because South Cold Liza are cunt.
Ah, that would be the right way to make friends with you now, wouldn't it, Downa?
Yep.
Of course.
They seemed more tolerable than a lot of folks we've met so far.
We talked about the lunch.
Did you? The lunch that we're late for right now?
No, just like the trap of lunch.
I'm just saying we are late for lunch. Like I'm just let's establish that.
This is exactly what we were talking about.
That you are late for lunch?
Oh,
Sirs, we will meet you guys on the way to Idle Hands.
I thought we were having this conversation in person.
Oh, I actually thought that this was going through like Mercy while we were on the way back. That's
no, sorry.
where I was at.
I skipped forward to getting to the house, but that was a mistake.
Okay, I hadn't realized that.
Sorry about that. So y'all are all in the house.
Yeah.
We'll say, and you are walking out the door because Susanna is shoving you all out the door.
Also, as a note, during that interlude, Vias has cleaned himself up. He looks much better.
Oh, thank goodness.
He has reapplied his eyeliner.
Good. Dylan's still looking pretty crappy. Just because he did not reapply his eyeliner.
One of these days, Dylan is going to go full goth on everybody, and none of us are going to know how to deal with it.
I can't wait for you guys to meet some of my NPCs.
So,
do you want that? Because you can have that. I forgot I was
Yes.
on push to talk.
I want Goth Dylan.
Because like I would say that before he left for Raven's Grave, Dylan did like at least a little bit of cleaning up, wiping off eyeliner and stuff. He hasn't reapplied it. He's not in the mood for full goth quite yet.
That's
all right.
That's work.
So, you all can
So yeah, we are able to make our way to Idle Hands too.
go to Idle Hands. Susanna's walking very quickly. She's late. We are late. We are.
Dylan is thinking like, this is exactly the conversation I was having.
You all arrive back at Idle Hands, and Vivian is actually on the porch. And she waves at you, Diona and Vera, and she says, "Oh, I see you found him then."
Yeah, we.
Fortunately.
Good for you. Where'd you lose him?
Up at the field.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hi.
Well, come on inside then.
Excuse me.
And she skips up off the porch and into Idle Hands, and you all can follow her on in. And there's a little gathering of folks in the lobby, in the lobby area. Louisa is there, Eric is there, Thomas is there, and Ida is there as well. And they all look up at you when you enter. And Susanna says, "I'm so sorry we're late." And Ida says, "It's fine." Not late anyway. Lunchtime isn't really a time.
We are constrained by lunch.
I don't understand what your fascination is with lunch
Dylan
right
Galaxy Brain take lunch is a social construct.
now. Dylan, are you hungry? Is that why you keep talking about lunch? I'm concerned, did you not eat enough this morning? Dylan.
I like Dylan just collapsed a hand over his mouth.
Oh no, I killed Josh.
Well,
I broke him.
Ida will say, "Well, if it's lunch you want, it's lunch you get." And then she turns to Eric and says, "Go find her, will you?" And Eric nods and then runs out of Idle Hands. And then Ida leads you all into the the lounge spot that you guys were the first time. You good? Are you okay, Josh? How you doing?
No, I'm not.
God, that's funny. You go to the lounge. There's a little table set up in there, or not a little table, a normal-sized table that you all can sort of sit around, and there's some food on the table. How you doing, Josh?
My stomach hurts.
Oh no!
You're killing Josh. You are killing Josh.
Ow! Okay.
All
Okay,
right.
we're good.
You're good. And now you're gonna sit down and eat some lunch.
Ah!
I'm sorry, this episode is gonna be titled Lunch and there's nothing you guys can do about it.
No, that's the only correct title for this episode. You all can sit around the table.
I don't know what happened there. I'm sorry.
You all sit around the table. Ida sits at the head of the table, and you all can eat some lunch.
Yeah. Dana's gonna wait to partway through the meal before addressing me.
Elephant in the room, the lunch in the room. Mockingbird in the
So I
room.
think partway through the meal. Dana. 1 second. Yeah, sorry, I'm watching a very important video.
Okay.
Okay. Send it to the group just so they know. Yeah. So, Ida,
Yes.
how do you feel about causing a ruckus to distract the crows?
I imagine I feel quite good about it. Why?
And Dana's gonna look at Susanna for how much money.
Susanna sort of clears her throat and she says, okay, so, Ida, there is... Hold on, 1 second.
Also, did the Mockingbird come with us to Idle Hands?
The Mockingbird did not.
The Mockingbird doesn't go anywhere.
What am I saying? Susanna says, okay, so, basically, that is to say that we have, yes. Okay, so I don't have a soul, and they have found my soul and are gonna help me put it back in, but that we need to do it sort of on the down low, and it would be great if you could distract everybody.
Ida just like, what the fuck? Dana's gonna sigh and, okay, the longer form of that explanation.
Ida is like completely like, what the fuck on her face right now. Like, it's not directed towards Susanna, it's directed towards like God.
Which one?
Everything.
It's directed towards the nearest convenient one.
We think that Iris
We don't know. Let's be clear.
got something up. Something got fucked up. And Susanna's soul apparently got disconnected from her body because apparently that's a thing that can happen. I thought it was just folktales, but what the hell do I know? Anyway. There was... Bias through Mercy encountered it in the graveyard.
She was able to see it.
Okay.
She was able to see it. Sorry, I had myself muted. Oops.
Okay.
We ideally want to try and retether it if we can. Let Susanna walk out of here.
Okay. Okay, so you all are, she
We
turns
need
to
2 favors from you.
Susanna, and she asks something in Orcish that none of you would catch. And Susanna immediately shakes her head, and Ida says, "All right, what do you need?" Josh, you are crinkling something real hard.
Sorry, I thought I was far away from my mic. I want a cookie.
Eat the crisp.
We need a distraction for the people so that they don't, and ideally one that makes sense for Susanna and the rest of us to not be present for. And we need a space where the crows have as little influence as possible.
All right.
You have made a point of telling them to go fuck themselves,
Have I? I hadn't noticed. Sorry.
and you have been someone who has always been safe to Susanna.
She does another little aside to Susanna in Orcish, and Susanna shakes her head again. And Ida says, "All right. Would you? All right. Let's go to my office. This is a bit. Let's go to my office." And she gets up and she will leave her half-finished lunch and lead you through a couple doors into what Diona remembers as her lovely office. Big desk in the middle, curtains. It's a nice place. And she shuts the door, and while she shuts the door, she rings a bell next to it, and it sounds very distant. The bell, like she pulls a cord that rings a very distant bell, and goes to sit behind her desk, and she says, "All right. So, distract the townsfolk. Easy enough. A place safe from the crows, from everything. I can do both of those. And you are going to be able to help her."
We think so. Vias is tied to both the Raven Queen and the Moonwaver, so fate and souls. And-
Is this all being said in front of everybody?
What was that?
Is this being conversed in front of
Yeah, everybody's here. Everybody.
We're all
I just want to make sure. Vias just nods, otherwise I wasn't gonna add anything to that. Sorry, go ahead.
Vera and Lena both have a protective and banning old undeath. And we all care so goddamn much about Susanna. I'm going off folklore. I don't know if it's possible, but I want to try.
Again, she says something to Susanna in Orcish, and this time Susanna nods, and she says something else, and Susanna responds verbally. And she sort of slumps in her chair a little bit, just not in a bad way, just sort of relaxing, and she runs her fingers over her tusks and the jewelry on them, and she says, "All right. Well, you all know a hell of a lot more about all this than I do." And Susanna says, "Yes. And this is... if you think it's possible, then..." And she says something that you definitely recognize in Orcish, which is just like, "fucking son of a bitch."
I love the cutscenes.
Diona's amused.
Susanna says, "Ada." And Ada says, "What?"
I mean, she's not wrong.
And Susanna says, "Diona."
What was that?
Susanna just says, Diona, be nice, be nice.
I am being nice.
Are you?
I'm being nice for me.
Ugh.
Yeah, we are all very nice in our own ways.
Most of the
Susanna
time.
sort of nods at that.
What do you know about Sapphire?
Sav Crow. Huh. Well, I know she hates the rest of them. And for good reason. But we're not close, but I don't mind her. She seems a sensible enough woman, though I can't imagine. She moved away somewhere else for a while and then came back, and I think she would have been happier if she'd stayed away, but she's better than the rest. Why?
We had a run-in with her. That's actually where Dylan pulled a banishment too. Not quite.
Not intentionally.
I know.
It just kinda happened.
Ida raises her eyebrows.
I was chilling by the Raven's grave.
Yes, that's a smart plan. And
Josh, that's
Huh?
just
on you because
and
Dylan knows what happened.
she said, and sort of expecting you to continue with the story of being adjacent to the Raven's grave.
Oh, I'm deaf. My body is a pinball machine. Well, you know, I had a dream about the Raven's grave, and there was a bonfire, and there was a lot of smoke, but the smoke was birds, and then there was a lady there, and she told me that like I was going to be purged from this place with the rest of my kind, which I think is a Raven Queen thing. And then earlier I had this dream about the main square being filled with crows, but that was just a bunch of birds, and I was like, oh, cool birds, this doesn't mean anything. But I don't know if it has anything to do with the bonfire dream.
Dylan, you didn't think to mention this yesterday when there was a bunch of crows in the oh dear. There was a lot in the central area of the town.
Yes, there were. And there were. But I'm sorry. What does this have to do with Sav?
We talked to her about it.
Dylan got talking to Rowan, who, when we found Dylan, then invited us inside because the conversation was apparently incredibly awkward. And we ended up talking to Sal.
Awkward conversation. Here? What? Never. And
apparently lunch was involved somehow, but I'm not sure.
Again,
we were talking about the fucking.
What?
We are bound by the fuck. Societal requirements of going to lunches and parties.
Social expectations?
Yes.
There you go.
Also, is a thing.
So, again, what does Sav have to do with the matter at hand?
See, I wasn't there, so I can't explain it.
We got talking. She elaborated some details about the crows and about the level of fuckery that's going on here.
Well, she would know.
And I followed my gut and asked for what help she could give.
All right. Okay, so how long? Going back to the logistics, how long do you suppose you'll need a distraction?
Hopefully an afternoon, at most.
For 6 hours.
That can be arranged. Yes, that can be arranged. She looks up at, there's a sort of a row of bells hanging above her door that each have a different string hooked onto them that leads out and feeds somewhere else, and they've been completely still and silent, but she looks up at them and frowns and then looks back at you guys and she says, all right, and as for a space to do it in, a place, how would you all feel about... She stands up from behind her desk and sort of shoos you back towards the wall with the door in it, and then she presses her foot on a little lever on the side of the desk and pushes it to the side, and it swings away to reveal sort of a trap door that was previously sitting right under the desk. And she lifts it up, and there's a set of stairs going down in there.
Secret basement.
I have my secret basement.
The fucking secret basement.
Yes.
I promise
Finally.
You've been here this whole time. I didn't just add it because of you. It's been sitting here in idle hands the whole time.
You searched the wrong place.
And she gestures down there, and Susanna looks astonished, and she says, Ada, when did you add that?
When the renovations were happening.
Yeah, Ida says, you thought my renovations were boring. And Susanna says, yeah, because I didn't know you put a trap door in your office.
That's so cool.
Marius just grins and he says, just the drapes, huh?
Oh, yes. I mean, the drapes were in such desperate need of a refresh, though.
No, that is understandable.
They were old. But
Oh, no.
they look much nicer now, and I have a trapdoor in my office leading to a room in the basement that I think might be suitable. You guys can check it out now, or you can check it out later, whatever you'd like to do.
I think Diana's down to check it out now, and I'm sure Talia will be as well, because Talia has wanted a goddamn secret basement.
Yes, Talia is just like, I think Talia, for the first time, speaks in front of Ida to go, oh, fuck yeah. Down to the basement.
Is super surprised by this, but very entertained. And she sort of looks at...
Sorry,
She looks at Susanna and says, vow of silence, huh? And Susanna says, oh, you know, they have those exceptions.
When it's cool.
And you all can head down into the basement. It's a fairly steep staircase, but it's well built and it's new, so it's not crumbling or anything. You all go down. It's a simple room. Stone, bless you, stone walls.
No, I burped.
I know, I say bless you to burps.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Stone walls.
And there is a map of the secret basement.
Oh wait, I made a fucking map.
Also, before
You
Marius
did?
goes down,
I did.
he asks about where the old drapes were sent to because he will take them if she does not want them. He can make things with those.
Okay, fuck. There's a map. It's called Secret Basement. It's the name of the map. It is very basic, and it's all the way at the end. But it's a secret basement because I made a map, guys.
Ooh,
I'm transferring everyone to secret basement.
I see
Bless
it.
you. It's you know, I made a map. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Also, we should probably delete a lot of these maps because
We
Clutter.
don't need them anymore.
No, we should keep all of them forever.
okay, secret basement.
There's a
Secret
bed.
basement. There is a bed. Yeah.
Why?
Ah.
Shut up. They're
It's
reading
your whole basement.
everything.
I think is what Diana.
Ida, who has followed you all down into the basement, sort of gestures around and says, "It's a bit new. We haven't quite finished spicing it up, so to speak, but it'll do. There's supplies in here, and yes, there's a bed in the corner. There's 3 chests of drawers and a couple of chairs. There's probably more chairs than that, but those were the only chairs I bothered to stick on there. And she says, I've been meaning to get a carpet for it, but that'll have to wait."
And Diana kind of leans forward, and there is a part of me delighted by the idea of doing a ritual that is declaring "fuck you" to the crows in the basement of a brothel.
I see. That's why you really want my help, is because it'll be funny.
Yes.
No,
It's okay.
because it'll be safe and it'll be funny.
And it'll be funny. There you go. That's what I thought.
We do most of the things
And we know
do
we can
out of
trust you.
spite, so
Hey guys, look at the meme I sent.
That's a beautiful meme. Thank you, Josh. That is awesome. Exactly what happened. Poor Rowan Crow. Jesus Christ.
fucking
Bless.
Fun fact: if fucking Susanna had died when she got possessed in the jungle, Rowan was my backup character for that.
Nice.
So y'all would have dealt with him.
Oh,
being like
actually closed roll 20.
Oh.
Rip.
So Ida just sort of gestures around and she says, "Well, I mean, Susanna was born not in the basement, but above the basement.
In your office?
It didn't used to be my office."
Ah, okay. Well, it's a nice place to be born.
And it's that's a neat little circling. And again, you are safe from the crow's influence. Because you've been telling them to fuck off for the past.
I've been telling them to fuck off my whole life, but I won't tell you how old I am.
Diana kind of gives a fair enough nod.
Smart girl.
Talia has been just searching the basement.
Alright, you can, it is still pretty bare bones, but you can search in those chests. There's a couple different sets of clothes. There are rations packed away in there. There are casks of water, and there are sets of both thieves' tools and forgery tools down in there. And yeah, there's all sorts of little goodies in there. Ida seems a little bit still surprised by Talia's behavior, and she's just like, "Oh, all right, okay."
Talia's big gremlin energy.
Yep. She's like, "Cool."
This
And
might have been-
yeah,
I think at some point Talia just kind of just like looks up and looks at her and just goes, "I'm not a monk."
oh, you aren't. What are you then?
I'm from the Feywild, so I don't usually talk to folks because it makes things weird.
Talia's still a monk.
Okay.
Talia is still a monk.
Yeah.
But I don't think they have a conception of what they can do as being a monk.
I know, but that's still...
Very amused by this, and she says, "Well, you could have fooled me. I think you fooled everyone."
I think that was the point.
Thank you, Dylan.
Oh, that was cute. Did you see that, Susanna? That was cute.
And I did make some like robe thingies out of spare sheets. I mean, I made Thalia and he makes gestures around his body.
Ah, I see. The monk. Oh, I see. So those are. Yes. Good job.
Thanks, Impart Taylor.
Yes, I hear Devin Crow was quite disturbed by. Never mind that.
Vice just cocks his head to the side and Mercy mimics him.
Again,
Like-
Talia just goes, that was kind of the point.
Yes.
We wanted to make an impression, and it helped to keep Talia.
Well, an impression you certainly made.
And I think there's a bit of it's Ansel outside of here, don't worry.
Talia just looks at Ida and just goes, don't tell anyone.
Do I look like I'm going to tell anyone?
No, but I wanted to make sure.
I'm not stupid.
They nod and go back to searching.
Goodness.
Ida is very.
I also love that the first thing they said to Ida was, oh, fuck yeah.
Ida is very entertained by Talia. Like, she had no conception of this little elf being any sort of, object of amusement, but man, Talia is great. Ida's like, yeah.
I think that the information that Talia is like this, Diana might relay the no one will ever believe you story.
If you do, Ida will lose her shit. 1000%.
Yeah, I think she does.
1000% lose her shit, just cackling. She has to go and sit down on the bed because she's so entertained by it. And she says, do you know that is Liza Crow threatened by a cannibal monk?
And no one will ever believe her. Because we will deny to our dying day.
If I could commission 1,000 portraits, they would all be of the faces Liza has made while you've all been here.
There are some pretty good faces.
Yes.
Like
I mean,
I
it
said,
was funny enough when she got drenched.
Like I said, we do a lot of the things we do out of spite.
That's the best reason to do things. Why do you think I run a brothel?
It's a very
So-
good, lucrative business.
That too. So, you all... Is this space satisfactory? I guarantee you nobody outside of here knows about it.
I think so.
Save for your uncle, actually.
It should definitely be big enough.
What have you done down here?
It's a bolt hole. It's not a... It is a...
I have not done anything down here, Dylan.
That sounds like a lie.
You, sir, are free to believe whatever you like.
And I do.
Very good. I'm glad we're in agreement then. So, do you think this basement, regardless of whether or not has been done in it, is it suitable for your purposes?
There's a look, actually, at Vera. There's an entrance, so I think...
I think it could work.
They'll be able to ward at least scenario of this. Is Vera still here?
Yeah, she's...
Yeah, I said I think this will work.
Okay.
Susanna, who has been quiet for a while, she says, this really just shows that I've gone down in life. Born up there, soul reattached down here.
It's
I've
probably
been on the
safer down here.
downhill spiral since my birth.
Dirt is cool, you know.
I mean,
Dirt is cool. Watch
And
us
this
eat
is
it.
under
We're
the
not going
dirt.
to have an eating dirt conversation again!
I was not about to talk about eating dirt. We could have gotten there. It could have taken longer, but Susanna was the one who brought up eating it.
I did not. Absolutely not.
I mean, it was brought up at some point, and whether or not it was from you, it still kind of stemmed from that, so...
It's definitely not me. Whatever it is, it's not me.
Dirt
think
is
that
protective.
back into the side, kind of losing her shit.
When things are under dirt, they are protected, like basements. And
you're not
worms.
wrong, it's
Well.
also
And
not
worms.
all the way right.
What are
Ida
you
sort of
talking about?
elbows Susanna in the side and says, "Hey, remember when Eleanor ate that worm?" And Susanna says, "It wasn't funny." And Ida says, "It was a little funny."
What?
Sorry, what had Ida said? Hey, remember?
Remember when Eleanor ate that worm?
I've also eaten worms.
Sarah, I think you're breathing.
See, and he's perfectly fine for it.
They're not that bad, but you know.
Susanna was certain that it was poisonous.
I have two, but not like these worms. It's a different worm. It's a very big worm.
Oh, that sounds
Are
awful.
those ones poisonous?
No, not apparently.
Not what?
Not inherently, Jesus Christ.
How do you make them poisonous?
They just go, that wasn't my job, I could look it up later.
Okay. So, not that I don't love spending time in my basement, but if we are done in my basement, we can. She sort of
Make
gestures.
our return to lunch.
Yes, lunch. And I need to figure out where Derek ran off to. So she corrals you all up out of the secret basement.
Yeah.
And closes the trapdoor and swings her desk back into place on top of it and locks it with a little foot pedal. And she says, "All right, lunch."
Whatever you do, though, whatever distraction it is you cause, don't bring down undue trouble in your people's head. Okay?
Oh, I think you'll find any trouble that comes down on my people is entirely due. But I do appreciate the concern.
Susanna will never forgive any of us if we get you or your people hurt.
Well,
I love how Susanna doesn't protest this.
Susanna is just sort of like, yeah. And Ida looks at Susanna and she says, "I've been playing this game a very long time. I think I know how to win." And she will guide you all back to the lounge where you are eating lunch.
Fuck off. Fuck off.
You are eating lunch?
I hate you. I hate all of you, actually.
Lunch crunch?
Lunch.
But you're still here, so I think we still win.
I can leave.
You can.
What was
If
that
you want.
voice?
But you know.
I'm just holding that over you all.
I mean, you can. We won't
This-
stop you.
This is harassment.
Don't attack the boy.
Once you guys get back, Ida will say, "I think you'll have to excuse me for just a few minutes. I do need to check on something, but enjoy." And she will step out of the room and go elsewhere. And Susanna will say, I think that went better than I thought it was gonna."
How did you think it was gonna go?
I kind of assumed it would somehow go terribly. I don't know quite how, but
Don't you always assume that?
yes, I do.
Then you always get pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, that's sort of what. And then if it does go as horribly as I expect, then I'm not too disappointed by it.
See, there's logic in that.
Exactly. Thank you. And you guys can
Yeah.
eat your lunch.
So when do we want to try and do this?
Ideally, probably as soon as possible, but probably with preparing stuff. I mean, we have half the day to do stuff. Maybe the day after. Or tonight. I don't know.
I think tonight for preparations and then go ahead with it tomorrow. Is that what you're thinking?
Why don't we do stuff while people are asleep?
I mean, unless
That's,
you
like,
want to make
not
yourself
a bad idea.
tired and then try to do a ritual, which I don't think that's the best idea.
No, we take a little nap.
We would.
And I think there's a lot about there's superstition about dead things being stronger at night.
Doesn't that mean like the soul would be easier to reattach though?
My soul's not dead. I'm alive.
And whatever's going to try and fuck with us, I don't know, it's superstition and folktale, but so is souls
I mean,
being detached from the body.
So maybe we should do it at the noon.
That works. I mean,
that's right now, Dylan.
No, well, like tomorrow.
So
noon,
let's
I
do
think
it
you-
Yeah,
now.
tomorrow or in the next 2 days.
I mean, frankly, I'm a bit too nervous to do it today, probably, because just it's a scary thing. But
I feel like you are going to be too nervous every single day.
yeah, that's the thing. I'm gonna be the real problem. I'm sure my soul will be fine. I'll just be too nervous.
I mean,
So,
Vera does have calm emotions. Maybe that would help.
Well, only for so long, but
Mm,
I think that would make things worse when it wore off.
true.
then that's true.
It'll be fine. I can handle, being nervous. I'm nervous so often it practically even registers anymore.
You sound you know when you're nervous you sound different.
Do I? Why?
Ye-
How? What? Why are you laughing at me?
Because you're doing it right now.
What? How is it different?
Your voice goes up for one.
You talk more, you ask more questions, and you deny everything people say about how you might be doing.
Exactly.
I don't like any of you.
That is a lie.
Oh, but we
and
love
I know
you.
this.
You're terrible.
That
You're
is not
my-
I
a
know.
lie. I am
My
terrible.
anxiety. Mocking me for it.
I am not mocking you, I am simply pointing. Fuck! Oh Jesus!
What?
What happened?
Sorry, I bumped into something and a bottle fell and startled me. Yeah.
Okay.
We will, Suze,
Yeah.
if you need to attract to consent, you can.
I mean,
We'll
at
figure-
this point, I've already promised my soul that she can come back, can't? So I think it would be pretty damn rude to And before you say anything, I'm not just doing it because it would be rude. I am doing it because I think it's a good idea. But also, at this point, it would be rude to say no after I already told her, yeah, let's be one person again, or whatever we are saying to each other. I don't know exactly what I've promised her, me. I don't know. But-
Okay? But I wanted you to know that if it is too much,
Believe me, if I have a panic and I decide not to do it, I will shoot somebody about it, and then you'll know. I won't shoot you. No, I won't shoot you. I won't shoot you.
Donna gives you a very bright smile.
Shooting is rude.
Yeah. Lots of things are rude.
I think Dylan, I think
Yeah?
out groups everything is rude. Let's be real. Let's be honest here.
But yeah. I'm just saying.
That's what's this for.
Do y'all know how long it's been since I've shot someone?
Like a week?
Way more than a week. Yes, Emily.
It's been about a month and a bit.
What month are we in? This
I
is
don't
me,
know.
Josh. What month are we in?
I don't know what
long
month
has
we're
it
in.
Because
been?
I think Parker established it was about 3 weeks to Eppley from Kaimon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh?
So, it's been a hot minute since Eppley, and Susanna has not shot anything from Eppley since Eppley, rather.
So how long has it been since we started?
several months.
Oh
Yeah.
fuck!
It's
What
been-
month is it?
'cause we started
Well-
in the very beginning, the first year, Horaceil, I think. Or
We
whatever
can
the hell
figure
it is.
all this out.
At this point, we are
No, because
in...
I've still been operating on the timeline of like 5 months ago for Dylan, and because I was like, oh, like a month has passed, I can like bump it up to 6. It's been several.
Yeah, it's been
It's
It's
several
been a
months.
couple of months, definitely.
Yeah.
It's been
Cause-
at least 2, but closer. Like, it's more like 3, possibly
Oh
more.
fuck!
I think
Yeah.
it's probably 3.
I have to figure out Dylan's birthday now.
I mean, same, honestly.
I know Susanna's birthday.
I don't.
Also, keep in mind that the Exandrian calendar has 11 months, not 12.
Yep. And the days are weird.
What's happening?
So, eventually, Ida will come back into the room and she will not really bother to finish up her lunch, but she can chat with you all as it's all going on. She says, so when do you think this will need to be done?
Well, we were talking and we're thinking as soon as possible. Tomorrow or the day after is my thought. Whatever works to arrange.
I can do anything. I can take care of things by tomorrow, certainly.
We still need to prepare, so
Right.
I think it would probably be best for tomorrow. So
Alright. That'll work. I can arrange people to deal with the birds. And etc. And you all can arrange to do this properly and not bring any harm. And she says that with a smile on her face, but there's a threat there.
We will do our best. This town isn't exactly friendly, too. But
Well,
we'll do our best.
I have faith in you all. And Susanna now says something to Ida in Orcish. And Ida just shakes her head very slowly. And Susanna
Ida?
says,
Miss Ida, I meant it when I claimed Susanna as my sister. I won't let harm come to her if I can avoid it.
Ida smiles at this. It's a very soft smile, very small smile. It's barely, like, you'd have to be looking for it to see it. And she turns and she says something else to Susanna, and Susanna's just sort of like, she looks like she kind of wants to be as small as possible right now, but not in a bad way. She's just like her cheeks are flushed and she's just like feeling emotions and trying to not feel emotions.
Mood.
She's in emotion avoidance mode, but it's not going very well. And Susanna just sort of like, she curses in Orcish. That's all she does. She's just like, heck.
And I think Diana does kind of, I don't know very much Orcish, but I know that's rude. With a little bit of a shithead smile.
Of course, that's what your uncle taught you.
He didn't teach it to me deliberately.
Oh, yes, I know, but of course that's what he taught you. So,
I mean, he
Tomorrow.
also taught me, and she rattles off something in Primordial that is probably not swear words.
Ida just blinks. It's like, all right. Okay.
He called it Storm Tongue.
I don't know a damn thing about that.
Dylan just kind of opens his mouth and makes a deep speech noise because everyone's making noise.
Vi's just
Well, that's a
slowly
sound.
towards you.
Ida looks very fucking white man blinking .gif.
Dylan does it again, except this.
says something in Sylvan.
Dylan does it again, except this time he just says "fuck."
And Celestial Bias says, "What the hell?"
I will say, in my brain, Sylvan sounds like Gaelic, so...
Yes, I mean
That's
same.
nice.
Oh, Dylan is making like, you guys know the bloop? Do you guys know the bloop?
No.
Fuck. I'm finding. I think that's what it's called. Here, I'm finding the bloop because that's what I think Pete's speech sounds.
Oh, God.
God.
Ida claps her hands together and says, "All right, so before this goes any further, tomorrow. I'll plan on tomorrow."
Yeah. If you can cause some kind of something.
If I can.
Fine, when you can.
Thank you.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
It's all that coffee.
I'm chugging water. I'm trying to find the bloop.
No, we will take care of it, believe me, and it should be, if not fun, at least it'll be a story to tell.
And we've come with an abundance of those.
Oh, yes. You have indeed. Oh, I'm scared to,
Yeah, and Ren can't play it or we might get copyrighted, but...
Yeah, I'm gonna listen to it on my phone and hope for the best.
Don't play it. Also, this is not a very good audio of the...
Alright.
The bloop is just a noise in the deep ocean that kind of sounded like a... And, it's spooky, and I imagine deep speech just sounds like spooky underwater sounds.
Alright.
So Dylan's making, distorted whale song.
Oh my God.
That's why Dylan is responsible for. That's a horrifying noise you just made.
Yep.
Thanks.
Ida says, "Well, I have some business to attend to and some planning to do, clearly, if this is going to happen. So, and you all have some planning to do if this is going to happen. So, I think I'd best get on with that. You can stay, drink if you'd like, but I am going to go find wherever Gertie has gotten herself off to." And she will squeeze Susanna's shoulder as she walks out and nod at the rest of you and leave. Presumably, actually this time, and not just running games.
Okay, so... As far as ritual planning, y'all are gonna want to talk to me, because that's the side I'm handling.
Joe is actually running the ritual bit. I am running the crimes.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, as far as ritual stuff, talk to me about what... I have some sort of requirements written down. But I can sort of hash with you guys about roles that are going to be filled and about what you're going to be doing. The only one who does not get a choice in what they're doing is Ren.
Oh, yeah.
Vias is doing the important part.
Oops.
They're all important
Vias
parts.
is actually the one who's doing the legwork. Vias is the one who's doing the big stuff. Everyone else is support in some way or another.
Otherwise, without you guys, I will die. Probably.
Susanna will die.
Yes,
Vias, what Vias is going to be doing is several charisma-based Weaver's Tools checks.
Ooh.
That is going to be Vias's job.
Excellent.
Everyone
We are
else
weaving
has a
the
bit more
soul?
flexibility.
Yes, they are weaving the soul.
Back together.
What?
We sew it together.
Jesus.
He's tethering it with thread.
Yeah.
So is that something we're going to discuss now, or what's... Because it's
I'm
already 8.
going to discuss that through the week, because I could actually use some food.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
I
so if we
agree.
discuss it over the week, we can get halfway done next week.
Sarah
Hey,
and
guys.
Amy I particularly need to talk to. Sarah has gotten some of this, but I need to particularly talk to Sarah and Amy.
Yep.
Cute.
Guys, say hi to my cat.
Hi, Josh's cat.
Jack, say
Hello,
something.
kitty.
Say
Jack is
something.
so cute.
Was that him that was just meowing?
Yes, it was him.
That's a very good
Where's
meow.
boy?
Come here. Say it into the microphone so they can hear you. Come on, say it again. Say it again.
Also, Sarah.
I know you got opinions. Why can't you
I
say
like
them
your
when I
cat.
want you to?
I liked your cat's blep earlier, Sarah.
Oh, thank you.
Cats are good.
They are
Cats
Sorry,
are
I went
very
seeking
good.
out a cat because I need to go pet one of mine.
Also, I'm gonna stop recording now.